why not? What the hell? Why not? that was a big indecision. I was like, really? I like your jersey, your sweater. Oh, basketball. That's cool. Which team is that from? Just
Boston.
Oh, isn't that cool looking? On camera. Yeah, that was nice looking.
As soon as I wanted, I ordered this. Cost me $200.
Oh, it's worth it though. It's nice looking. Just don't get it dirty.
That's why I'm not eating it.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Ladner Leisure Center. Steve Erickson with the call, as well as Jag Lolly here, and Isaiah's doing the magic work on camera. We are going to be trading off. I'll do the first and third, and Jag can do the middle one. So we're going to trade off and have an awful lot of fun. Jag, first home game for the Delta Islanders. I had to think who was doing here. First home game for the Islanders right now for that Sunday afternoon game on the long weekend. Hope everyone's having a good long weekend. So what are we expecting? We saw the Islanders play on Friday night against Alberta. What should we expect tonight going into today's game?
Well, the difference between that game and this game, Steve, is that game was preseason. Hence, this Delta Islanders team, they have now something to play for. They have their regular season standings to play for. And with that, I want to see a renewed intensity from this Islanders team. It's not to say they didn't bring the intensity on Friday night, which they certainly did. They cut it to a close game by the end of it. But this is regular season now. It counts towards the standings. And the Islanders, they have one goal in mind, and that was set by President Matt Hogue a couple of weeks ago, that they want to secure a playoff spot.
Yeah, and that's what they're looking for. Of course, they're looking at having a bigger and better season than what they had last year. Albeit last year was good, but they just come up shy of the playoffs. But they come close to that.
Yeah, they did come close to that, but you know, looking back on that roster as well, it wasn't necessarily all the pieces of the puzzle as Matt Hogue wanted to put on, but this season the roster, in Matt Hogue's words, he has put together, you know, perhaps one of the best rosters this Islanders franchise has seen. He's very excited about the prospects that trying to compete at an elite level to get to a playoff spot and ultimately maybe, just maybe, perhaps secure a spot at the Minto Cup in St. Catharines.
Yeah, that'd be sweet for them if they could secure that, because it really, no different from the Ladner Pioneers, it would put Delta on the map a little more as far as, professionalism for Los and Delta.
Yeah, the Ladner Pioneers, of course, winners of the President's Cup the last 3 times, and you know, with that, it sort of establishes their identity across Canada as one of the premier lacrosse franchises. That's the level that the Delta Islanders are trying to get that. I mean, here at the Junior A level, we know how big the Coquitlam Adirondacks are, national champions last year, and they're a renowned franchise known for the Adirondacks. The city of Coquitlam is known for the Adirondacks as well. No disrespect to the Coquitlam Express, but with that being said, the Islanders are trying to establish a similar identity.
Yeah, very much, and of course they can do it. It's just like slow, start slow and build it up, and they've been building this up because Matt was telling us, and hopefully we get an interview with either with Matt or someone with Nanaimo after the first period. But we're looking at that right now. But they're building it up. They've got this 5-year window that Matt tells us about all the time too. Yeah,
and I mean, the 5-year window is not just used by Matt Hogue. It's used by a lot of people in various different things. When someone tells you as to say when you get hired by someone, I have a 5-year plan for you, they do have a 5-year plan. And Matt Hogue, similarly, when he drafts these players as part of the Delta Islanders, he has a similar 5-year plan for them. And that's what he's hoping to accomplish. A lot of these guys, they've been with Delta Minor for a long time now, playing up at the junior level. And who knows, one day they'll be suiting up for the Ladner Pioneers or then beyond that. And with the Delta Islanders and with Matt Hogue, I'm really confident to see what he can do.
Well, I think everybody is right now. And, of course, being a long weekend right now, the key for that one, as we look at Jimmy's taking our photo over there, we got to give a good thumbs up to Jim. But the interesting part about that is not just this going on here. There's also the big parade downtown at Ladner earlier on today as well, the May Days parade.
Yeah, the May Days parade. I know the Cloverdale Rodeo is going on. There's actually, a big festival happening back on 41st and Fraser in Vancouver as well. It's the annual Kabaddi tournament that goes on. And so that's a multi-day thing going on as well. Lots going on. Of course, it's the long weekend, Victoria Day long weekend, and we appreciate you for joining us here for a great game of lacrosse.
You were talking about the event in Vancouver. That's something that you and I have never covered before. We've got to get our foot in the door and go in. I'll leave that up to you, though.
Yeah, I want to say it's a bit tough sport to cover because the people who organize it, it's not really a formal, media accreditation process. You hardly ever get any media covering it. The only media that comes to mind that covers it, Steve, is the one that broadcasts it. And so, that would be very hard to cover. And understanding that sport as well, it's a fun sport to cover. It's very physical, but understanding understanding that sport is another thing. It took me a while to recognize it and understand it. The only way I did is just going to those tournaments with my dad ever since I was young.
What did you take away going from that tournament, just learning as somebody who's never been to it before or even watched it?
Well, you know, up until I was about 10, 11 years old, I would just go so I'm not home alone for the day with, with dad. So I would go with dad because mom would be at work. And, you know, ever since when I started getting a bit older and I started taking away from the tournament, I started to understand it a bit more. It became very intense. You know, the round-robin matches, the semifinal matches, and the final matches all happen in the same day, Steve. So it's a very fun sport to cover.
Obviously very fast. So we're going to turn our attention right now as we get set for the anthem and then get the official face-off underway. And again, welcome to our broadcast on Sportswave TV. Our pleasure to welcome you for today's game. And if you have a sporting event you would love to cover, get a hold of us. You can get a hold of me on my Sportswave website, and we will let you know what's involved to cover your sport for your sporting community. We'll listen in for the anthem and then the official face-off. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Ladner Leisure Center. Sunday afternoon, long weekend. Steve Erickson, Jag Lawley, and Isaiah Hill doing all the magic work on camera for us. And Isaiah is out of here after this game, going over to Sunshine Coast to Gibson, Sea Shelter area for a couple days, spend time with his mom. And then he's actually heading down south to California for the summer. Wants to go down and watch my favorite TV station, KTLA.
Well, you know, the funny thing about that, Steve, is it's Isaiah's actual regular season debut for Junior A lacrosse, and that's also his Junior A retirement match for the summer as well. So one and done.
Yeah, in and gone.
In and gone.
Maybe it's something we said to him too much too soon. Not really sure. But we take a look right now. Let's take a look, Jag, at the starting goaltender for the Nanaimo Timbermen Junior A.
Steve, it's going to be number 00, Keegan Okino, getting the call for the Nanaimo Timbermen. And this season, you know, I believe he's making his debut as well, as he'll look to share the pipes with Boston McDonald. I'll have to double check that, but nonetheless, Okino is going to be very happy and trying his best to help his team with the victory. And if we look 190 feet the other way, it is going to be for the Delta Islanders, number 1, Grayson Beggs. He's making a season debut. Last time out, he didn't play in the preseason game. Matt Hogue said that he was addressing a bit of a leg issue that he had going on, but Grayson Beggs is back between the pipes, and he'll be backed up by Chris Patton. No Jet Burns in the lineup today for the Delta Islanders.
Yeah, a bit of a surprise right now. We're going to set. I asked, it's ironic. I always ask, as you know, who the officials are. Nobody knows. So they tell us, so we can't promote them. All right, so we're officially getting set underway. Sunday afternoon, welcome to the Islanders broadcast on Sportswave TV. Our pleasure to welcome you for it. DeWitt has the ball, dishes this one back out. Waits over half floor. Shout out early to Dan Marshall over in Nanaimo. Danny, you're listening in. We're thinking about you over here. I was talking about you earlier on. Jag and I both were.
We love Danny. I got to meet Danny through his time with the Clippers this year, too.
Great guy. Called the game last night as well over there, I was told by the coaching staff. Back out inside as they hustle their way back down the left side, going and taking a huge shot right there. Nice shot by Bowman. Bowman's a captain for Nanaimo. And now the Islanders hustle their way back all the way down. Stretch pass inside. Skorik comes in. Skorik turns back out the middle of Miles. Miles to Skorik. Miles still holds on to it. Turns back at center. 18 on the shot clock. Miles turns, goes wide to the outside. Staying with him, trying to pin him to the outside. This time is Addy. Addy looks, not going to get it. Huge shot, shoot, scores! What a shot! Going up over top. They jumped that one like they were on a springboard, Jag, and hammered it home.
Well, you can tell how much that means to the Delta Islanders, registering a goal early on, as it's that duo of Poole as well as number 19, Jared Masnick, Steve, we know Mazanek is making his return after a year away due to knee injury, and for him to help his team get on the board early on, it's a big sign for head coach Logan Schuss.
Yeah, what a huge start for him. That's what they want. I know what knee injuries are like. We heard the buzzer go, so the referee went over to double check with the timekeeper. Wants to make sure everything is all correct. They hit the buzzer, so that's good to them.
Yeah, I think the timekeeper was perhaps trying to figure out the logistics behind the goal and everything, but nonetheless, it's a goal is a goal.
It's a faster start for lacrosse after a face-off when they score than hockey.
Yeah, no, 100%. Hockey, you know, the players try to find their footing. Lacrosse, you have to be ready at all times.
And most of them are. They wait for it. Back down the left side wall. Hold on. Wudrick comes inside, waits. Wudrick throws it back inside, driving towards the net. Spans goes in, shoots and scores. You talk about trading goals, Jack. That's the way it's done.
Yeah, that was a very quick response from the Nanaimo Timbermen. They do a great job at getting the ball up and getting it deep inside the offensive side of the floor. And a great pass there set up right to John Spons of the Nanaimo Timbermen. And Spons is able to get open. He baited the goaltender to his right side, that being Grayson Beggs, and then beat him glove side. Nanaimo ties the game at 1.
Yeah, fast start. We've only played a minute and 4 seconds in the opening period right now. Go back, placing it back down. Referee is making sure that the webbing of their stick is back. They had it, control of it. And finally, Nanaimo grabbed the ball right from the south. Hockley, he has control. Hawley back down to Vincent on the left side. Vincent up over mid-floor. Looks out to the center. Good display back out to DeWitt. DeWitt comes back down. Now DeWitt gets it again. He's over in the left side wall, trying to get control of it this time. Pilkington comes inside. Pilkington gets it. Nice setup play after he got it from Tenna. And Tenia was the one that had it. Looks. Pilkington goes inside. Cuts by to the outside left again. Going after this one again. Bowman comes in. Bowman looks. Bowman gives it back out to Fontina. Looks, going in. New 30 in the clock. And as they get a new 30, the Islanders will pick the ball back up. And they'll grab it, whistle a play back in, and we go back down the other way as the Islanders hustle up to mid-floor. Squirk goes against the wall. Squirk's coming inside, trying to get control out of his reach, and Gunderson grabs it for Nanaimo. Gunderson to Hall. Hall takes his time. Hall deep inside the corner. Good setup on the cross pass right there. Up to Halbert. Halbert got the shot away, and Hall picks it back up after a long bounce back at center floor again. Going back effort. Wudrick comes in. Wudrick goes against the boards, pinning him against the boards this time is Bickick. Bickick's not going to give him much to shoot out. They go back the other way again, and Strother comes in trying to get control. Strother gets himself free, cuts to the outside of the post, trying to go after this one and get it again, and Spans misplayed it. A little bit behind him, reaches for it again. They grab it on a steal right there and go the other way, and Boris comes inside, takes a huge shot, stopped, grab, goes wide to the outside, and they get it all the way back out to center, and Torek has it at center on the left side. Torek, right side wall, hustles his way back inside again, and Manzik comes in. Manzik picks it up on a one-hopper. Out in front, huge high shot again, taken by Quilley. He got it off of the back wall. Quilley goes in, waits, pushed off it again. Williams comes inside. We should make mention that Blake Young is wearing number 10. The only other Young that's in the roster is Jake, and Jake is wearing number 8 for the Islanders. That was a last-minute decision, apparently, from what we were told by the statistician. Vincent's on the left side. Vincent looks, gets control. DeWitt throws it and goes off on a change. Vincent, mid-floor pass. Schmidt, he goes down the far left side. And Schmidt goes down the left side. Pilkington comes inside. Pilkington holds on to it. Pilkington far side again, setting it back up to Bowes. He comes inside. Looks, ripping a huge shot. Shoots right through the 5-hole, if we were calling hockey, Jag, and buried it home.
Yeah, very much, and I think credit for that one is going to go to number 16 for the Nanaimo Timbermen, that being Logan Schmidt. And it's a wicked of a shot, Steve, just like you said, from the right side. He finds open space to create some time with. If this was hockey, we'd call it 5-0. I mean, I think the term can still apply to lacrosse, but nonetheless, the Timbermen looking very fresh early on, Steve. Sometimes it's a difference when you've played a game already versus when you're playing your first game of the season.
Yeah, and they've had a little bit of a rest considering they come over on the ferry earlier on. 2-hour ferry ride from Duke Point, we should make mention. You get used to it if you live on the island, believe me you do. Back down the far right side again. LaBerge comes in. LaBerge back out to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald takes his time as he hustles his way back in. In the corner, driving for the front of the net is Pinchin, goes in, takes it, called for the crease, and the Timbermen will pick this one back up and go back down the other way, straight down the left side wall. Halbert comes in. Halbert, center floor to Addy. Addy's off on a change. Cutting inside again is Bowman. Bowman far side. Feeding it back. Who's going to get it? Back out again. Good setup play to back out to Wudrick. Wudrick takes a shot. Looks, goes in the middle, takes a huge shot. Big stop on this one right there by Beggs, and Beggs had to be alert in that one. Stays in the crease. Now he's out of the crease. Runs a bit of a pick play. Takes him off the ball. What a nice play by Beggs. I was impressed with that one.
Yeah, very much. And, you know, for the goaltender to have that sort of sense of securance is a good sign.
Very much. He just said, get out of my way. You're in my crease, and now it's my crease, and you can't have it. Far side again as they hustle their way back in. Strother comes in. Strother's over on the far left side. Pilkington is in there, trying to feed it back out to Strother. Strother gets it a second time, misplayed it, takes it on a funny one-hopper, and the Islanders will pick the ball back up. On a one-hopper out to center. Good jump and good grab on this one by Whitney. He goes straight down the left side. He sets this one back up behind everybody. Westbroad comes inside. Whitney was the one that grabbed it at center floor. Now Whitney's going to go off on a change on the far side. Westbroad cuts inside. Shot taken. Big save again on this one. Nice stop by Okino. Okino, Jag, hasn't been tested too often so far in the contest.
No, not at all, but that's credit to the Nanaimo defense, Steve. They're not really letting Delta get many chances across that center line.
No, they've only faced 2 shots so far for Okino. Now they get back out again. Good play to set it back down the far side. Chenard comes inside for the Islanders. Chenard goes wide to the outside wall. Hines McDonald comes inside. Out of his reach. He'll go all the way back down over center floor. Possession going to be in the corner for Nanaimo, and both teams having a wholesale change.
Yeah, well, about 5:13 only elapsed here in the first, and Nanaimo Timbermen certainly looking like the team that's played last night. And sometimes, like I said, Steve, it's a good thing because your legs are still fresh from the game last night, and it was a win for this Nanaimo team as well.
Yeah, and they didn't mind that. They started early, and that's what they were setting for. They go inside again, trying to get control. Fontenia comes in, waits, misplayed it, goes all the way back over center floor, and Torek was going to chase it down. Torek stays pretty much side by side by Bowman this time. It goes out to center floor. Fontenia comes back down the left side. Spans comes in. Fontenia's on the outside, sets it back out again to Bowman. Bowman looks, huge shot taken, stopped again by Beggs. What a save on that one. Beggs had to be alert on that one. Couldn't hold on to it. It goes wide to the outside wall, and Strother picks it back up for Nanaimo. Strother takes a bit of a bump from Torek. Looks, Torek gets a heavy high hit. Coaching staff for Nanaimo thought, Delta thought there might have been a minor penalty that one. Referees felt otherwise. Fontenia comes in, waits. He goes far to the outside left wall. Still working the way in is Strother. Strother gets it, cuts inside. Diving play, calling for the crease, and they'll go back the other way again. And a long high pass back out the mid-floor up to Sampson. Sampson comes in, looks. Cross on the far side, shot, shoots, scores again, right there by Menzik. What a pass on the setup, Jag.
Yeah, that was all set up there by Sampson, Steve, as he was able to get the ball up to the right side. Sampson had a bit of a decision to make. Do I wait for the trailers to get there, or do I go up ahead and take the chance on the cross crease play? He elected to go and take the chance, and it pays off as he feeds Jared Masnick at the left side of the net. And the goaltender Aquino unable to make a save with the right side of his stick. Masnick, his second of the game. Delta's tied it at 2.
I thought he was actually going to take the shot himself, as you alluded to, Jack.
Decisions.
Very much. They work it and work it well. DeWitt gives it all the way back out to Hawley. Hawley over in the corner. DeWitt's on the far side. He's going off on a change. Now they hustle the way back in, and Pilkington comes in. Pilkington waits. Way out in the high slot. Pilkington takes his time, middle part of the floor. Pilkington's calling for it. Not going to get control. Back around again. Wudrick comes in. He takes it. Wudrick takes it. Back up on the far side. Trying to get it back out to Pilkington. Unable to. Now Wudrick gets it back out. Pilkington takes a huge shot. Stopped again and booted back out by Beggs. And the Islanders will hustle the ball back down to mid-floor. Islanders straight down. Chenard. Chenard goes after it. Waits. Was it over center floor? Coaching staff for Nanaimo thought it was. That's always a close play to look at. They cut inside again, taking a shot, and diving in was Menzik. Menzik's got 2, trying for 3, Jag.
Yeah, he's feeling it early on, and like I said, Steve, Jared Masnick, he's making his return after a year off, and he's certainly looking to prove a point.
Yeah, he doesn't look out of place at all, believe me. So Hall's off on a change. Ball goes back out. Fontenla, he goes back down. Now he goes down the left side, runs a bit of a pick play going inside. Wudrick comes in. Wudrick's calling for it. Couldn't get it back through to him this time. Takes it. Now Wudrick comes in behind the net. Takes a shot. Big stop again by Beggs, and he held onto it. They're trying to go low between the pads on that one, Jag, to put him in all the time. Now they go back again. Inside again is Whitney. Whitney, right side corner. Coming inside to help out. This time it's Pinchin, and Pinchin goes against the boards. Pinchin stays with his man coming in. Bit of a push play off of the ball that time, and Strother is in there to help out. Strother couldn't get control. They wait for it. Right side again. DeWitt calls for it. A little bit behind DeWitt, and Trites goes out to center floor. Trites turns, gets away from LeBurge. Trites throws it back inside to Bowman. Bowman to DeWitt. DeWitt inside again to Spans. Pilkington off of the wall over on the left side. Still inside. Looks trying to set it back up. Pilkington's calling for it. Timbermen have it way over in the left side corner, out in front, taking a huge shot, narrowly missed the net on that one right there, but Strother had an exceptional chance, and finally the Islanders will pick this one back up. Pickett's at center floor. Not going to get control for it. Now they go back down the other way, and Flack comes inside. Flack, left side, Squirt gets it back out to center floor. Quick changes for both teams. They're having just a down and back and off Jags, and both teams are utilizing the fast changes in this play. Young comes in, looks, takes a diving desperation play right there. Stopped by Okino. And the Islanders look to grab it out of his reach. Now they go back after it, taking out possession with Williams goes with his man. Now they come back down to mid-floor one more time, and Hall comes in. Hall sends it back. Gunderson's off on a change. Fake the giveaway right there on the back pass right there. Bose goes in, waits. They feed it back around to Wudrick. Wudrick gives it back over to Captain Bowman, and Bowman to Wudrick. Back out Fontenla. Fontenla comes inside, way back out in mid-floor. Huge shot. What a fast three-way play on that one right there. They called it. We have a penalty called right now. A slashing minor penalty going to be going against the Islanders. Quick start. First penalty of the game, Jack.
Yeah, this is going to be the first penalty of the game, and it'll go against the Delta Islanders. As you said, the shots on goal are 11-6. We're midway through the first period. It's going to be a slashing call, says the official. And as Steve alluded to earlier on, we wish we had the names of the officials so we could give them credit, but you ask anyone around here and no one really knows.
No, and I really wish they would tell us, because it's tough to promote officiating, because officiating is real controversial right now in today's world of sports in general, regardless of what sport you cover, Jack.
So Scott Williams is in the box, Steve, for Delta.
And he wants to stay there for a full 2. Wasted 10 so far. Cross pass, back out again, trying to feed it back out. Wudrick comes in. Wudrick gets control, looks, fakes it, takes one shot right there, and begs. Quick stop to boot that one back out again. Bose goes after it. Way out in the middle of Bowman. Bowman gets it back. Bowman, left side, Wudrick. In the corner to Pilkington. Pilkington just lobs it back over the far left side to Bose, and Bose takes his time. Inside, looks, Bowman, back pass over the shoulder. Huge shot taken, that was blocked, and Bowman picks it back up again. Bowman going back. Islanders playing the D position. They're playing a diamond shape when they're killing the minor penalty off on all four, utilizing it to their advantage. Now they go back out to center floor again. Nice play to set up. Manzik works his way in. He hustles his way in, taken against the wall this time by his counterpart, number 19, DeWitt. Back again to Pynchon. Pynchon holds onto it. Looks, trying to set everybody back up. Back pedals towards the mid part of the floor this time as he looks. He's got 50 seconds left in their minor penalty. Takes a huge shot, stopped again. Nice play, and Okino had to be alert in that one. That was a good way to kill 30 off of the clock of that one right there, Jack.
Yeah, and this Nanaimo team, lots of pressure putting on the power play, and the Delta Islanders were able to buy themselves some time.
Vincent goes off on a change. As we go back down the left side, Wudrick holds on it. Wudrick to Bowman, back to Wudrick, over in the left side corner, back to Wudrick again. Wudrick works his way inside. Pilkington comes in. Pilkington, Wudrick, they get the shot away, stopped again by Beggs. Oh, takes another shot. Beggs had to be alert and stop this one as he holds onto it. 10 left in the minor penalty. Bose picks it back up at center floor. Bose in the corner, over in the far side corner, over to Strother. Strother is there. Williams stands up, looks, gets ready, and he's returned back. So Nanaimo unable to capitalize on their power play on that one right there. Now it goes over the left side corner, and Fontenia comes inside. Fontenia couldn't get control stage with his man. It goes over on the far side wall, and first one going after this one happened to be Williams. Williams misplayed it. Bit of a grab, let him go. Now they'll turn to go inside again, and Fontenia comes in behind the net. Fontenia is being worked over like a rag doll back there by Bikic. Just stays right with him. New 30, setting it back up on the clock, and Flack goes back down the other way. Flack hustles his way back inside, waits. Hines McDonald comes inside. Hines McDonald turns back at mid-floor, staying with him this time on the far side. His Hall. Hall is a call-up. I'm talking about Jack Hall. He's one of the AP call-ups on the roster today. Huge shot taken off of the back wall. They jumped trying to grab it, and they did. They got control, but he was pushed back in. And as he was pushed back inside the crease, they're just going to wait for it and leave it over on the far right side. Hall is wearing number 12. Hall stays with his man. Good play on the right side to go after this one again. There's Jake Young. Jake Young looks, throws it back inside. Couldn't finish a shot back up, but it goes over in the far right side corner, and Hines McDonald comes inside against this one. Hines McDonald goes in. Young stays with him. Goes after it again. Out to mid-floor. Good hustle. Go back down the other way again. Addy comes in. Addy throws it back towards the goal. Intercepted by Pilkington. Pilkington holds onto it. Looks, wants to see who's open on the far side. Nanaimo 3 off and 3 on. Fresh legs on the floor right now. Pilkington comes inside. Also coming inside is Bose. Bose waits. Huge shot taken right on target by Spans, and Spans rushed inside. Reset for the clock, and the post will go back where it's supposed to be, indicated by the referee. So LaBerge is back down. Williams has control. 22 on the shot. Westbroad, mid-floor. Westbroad hustles his way back in as Hines McDonald comes inside. Hines McDonald holds onto it, turns, goes wide into Williams. Williams rips a shot. That actually deflected off the arm that time of DeWitt and went wide. DeWitt's the second goalie out there right now. Now they come inside again. Manzik comes in. Manzik gets free. Huge shot taken again, and Okino stops this one, just lobs it over on the left side. Long stretch pass all the way down the floor. Out of the reach this time of Strother. But what a long setup play by Okino, Jack.
Yeah, you talked about DeWitt there, Steve. This was Connor DeWitt. I believe he has a brother, Keenan, as well. The name is very familiar. His brother played B1 for Nanaimo last year, and he might do so this year.
See if they call him back. A huge high jump shot right there. Waits, hold on. Okino had to be alert. They're going in, Jag. They're driving for the net, and they're jumping up to try and put it over top of his shoulders.
Yeah, very much. I was continuing to do my research here, and Keenan DeWitt actually was named the B1. I believe he was B1 Player of the Year last year in the Junior B1 League.
Yeah, so congratulations on that recognition right there. Nice to get. Fontenla. Good pass all the way over on the far side wall. This time to get it back out to Bose. Bose goes inside. Fontena's waiting for it. Also going inside is Wudrick, and Wudrick couldn't get control. Shot taken again, right on target by Strother. And that was stopped and booted back out by Beggs. Beggs waits. Straight down the left side is Skorik. Skorik is inside. Also coming inside is Whitney. Whitney goes in, takes a huge shot. Deflected, goes in and goes wide. And they score on a bounce play. A funny bounce, but it goes in. And Okino, unable to stop it, as a pounce just completely eluded him.
Yeah, Steve, and you heard the ovation there as that goal, I believe, is going to be credited to number 27, Kenyon Whitney. Whitney was able to take the shot. The goaltender was left looking behind him. He didn't think that the ball had fully crossed the line. Hence, when a goaltender looks behind them, it's never a good feeling necessarily. And with that, the Delta Islanders take their first lead of the ball game. It's 3-2.
No, never a good idea, like you say, when the goalie looks behind him. Oh, did I miss that? I guess you did. So mid-floor again, they're going to go after this one. Quilley comes in, takes it, pulls it, wasn't the draw. Now Pynchon goes against the Wards. They're trying to get control. DeWitt is in front of the penalty box area. Now DeWitt goes back. He's a trailer. He's off. And Vincent holds onto it. Vincent, a one-hopper. Back out to center floor again. Wudrick goes in. Nice setup play from Vincent. Now they go wide to the outside wall. Pilkington comes inside. Pilkington feeds this one back out to center floor. Wudrick takes it, sets it back up, bounce again, and they're going to go after it. This is grabbed and intercepted easily this time by Flack. Flack waits. LaBerge is in there. LaBerge goes after it. Couldn't get control. LaBerge is pushed off of the ball this time. Good play on that one by Strother to take him wide to the outside. Timberman well over center. Pilkington gives it back around outside. Spans. Good cross pass. Back out to center. Schmidt comes inside. Schmidt's free and wide open. Pilkington gets control after the setup on the cross from Bose this time. Now Pilkington goes in. Thought about giving the shot a goal. Changes mind. Pass it back over to Schmidt this time. Schmidt gets a shot deflected out of play. And possession this time is going to be going back in for the Timbermen over the left side corner. Spans. Set up on the far side one more time to get it back out to Schmidt. Schmidt comes in. Schmidt looks, dangles, takes a huge backhand shot. No goal. He was in the crease. Good call by the referee, but what a setup to try and get through traffic on that one right there. Now they go back the other way again. Miles looks, waits, thought about giving it back over. Now he finally did. Got it back out to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald hustles his way inside. Hines McDonald back out in front again to Williams. Takes a shot off of the back wall and out of play. And possession this time is going to be back around. And Nanaimo will pick this one back up as Hawley goes up to mid-floor. Hawley looks, goes back, sets it up to the trailer this time to Hall. Hall goes back. Now Hall and Hawley on the Double H team going off on a change on the far side as they set it back up on the left side corner. Grabbed again by Wudrick. Wudrick gets it. Good little bit of a give and go on the play right there. And Pilkington comes in. Wudrick takes a shot. Stopped again by Beggs. And Beggs holds on to it. way down mid-floor. They couldn't feed it back to him. Young was wide open. Also down floor was Sampson. Don't think they saw him. Now they called it. Waite's going to see what the draw was. Okay, change of possession. I was looking behind the play. I was trying to go the other way to see what was going on, but Nanaimo, the Timbermen, will maintain possession after the turnaround. Fontenla, he comes inside. As Fontenla comes inside, Pilkington is inside. Pilkington, far side. Good play to get it back around, this time over Strother. Strother goes in. Pilkington, far side to the captain, Bowman. Bowman comes in, takes a funny hop and a bounce straight out of play, and they're going to give possession this time for Nanaimo again as they inbound the ball. They're going to get back. Waits. Pilkington cuts to the mid part. Pilkington trying to get it back out in front. Fontenla gets it through traffic. Stopped and grabbed again by Beggs. And Beggs just leaves it for his own man. Now they go back out. Bickett comes in. Fontenla comes in. Waits. Calling for the back over. So possession of this one's going to be going for the Islanders as they grab it. 3:02 left in the opening period. They hustle their way back in as Westbroad comes back down. 22 on the shots. Westbroad way out in cent. Westbroad's worked off of the ball easily by Halbert. Shot scores! Another one, Jag, completely eluded Okino.
And Okino has seen many of those where he's just been left looking as to where the ball was. They haven't been the cleanest of shots, and this time he also falls victim to another opportunity by the Delta Islanders created with heavy traffic in front of Okino's net. They're able to find a way, somehow, some way, get one past the goaltender, Steve. Shots on goal are 20-12 for the Nanaimo Timbermen, but it doesn't matter for Delta. If they take a shot, it's going to be quality, and with quality shots, they found themselves up two.
Yeah, it works in their favor, Jag, as you alluded to. Now they go all the way back down the far side, trying to get it inside. Back over to Hawley. Hawley goes after that in the corner. Staying with him this time is Pynchon. Pynchon and Hawley. Pynchon goes after it. Hawley misplayed it. Goes wide to the outside wall. Schmidt comes inside. Schmidt back out to DeWitt at mid-floor. DeWitt, oh, there's our let go signal. We missed that the first time. I didn't hear it the earlier time. Inside as they go wide to the outside. Inside joke between me and Jag on that one. Out to LaBerge. LaBerge hustles it back around. Will he pick it up? He gives it back out to Flack. Flack comes down. Flack worked off of the ball easily this time by Strother, who stays with him. Flack goes in, gives it back around to Manzik. Manzik goes in, looks. Got a couple of pretty impressive goals so far, and he's looking for number 3 in the game so far today, Jag. Back out to Hall. Hall left side wall, bumped off of the ball by Poole, who stays with him. Poole held onto him. Strother. Back out, unable to get control. It was out of the reach of Bickett this time, and Bickett couldn't get control. Now it goes back against the boards over on the left side again. They all hustle their way back in. Pilkington, nice setup playing the cross. Pilkington's calling for it out in the mid-floor. Takes it on one hopper back out to Fontenla. Fontenla goes in, misplayed it, and takes a hop off of the wall. It goes back out the center floor again. It's going to be easily grabbed. They'll just trap this one back down. The Islanders will get possession of the ball. Referee says back out a couple of feet, and they did just that. And Williams maintains possession after his partner was Addy this time. Waits, changed the long pass in that play right now. They get it back out to center floor again, and Addy goes back down the left side. Addy comes in. Westbroad stays with him. Addy over on the left side wall. Nice dump out to Hawley this time. Hockley couldn't get the shot away. It rolled out of the webbing of his stick. Now it goes back to Bowman. Bowman inside the corner. Also going inside this time. Fighting for it is Woodrick. Both teams having a good change. Fast-tempoed first period right now. Islanders leading 4-2. Shot was taken, and they'll reset it, and the Islanders get possession of the ball with a minute left in the opening period. Waiting for it. They turn. Good play to throw it back inside again. Miles cleared it inside. Miles goes in. Pynchon's in there as well. Hines McDonald's calling for it. Waits. Hines McDonald gets it way over the right side. Cuts inside out to center floor. Takes a shot off of the back wall. It bounces back around, and going after it was Pynchon. They said they're deflected off of the stick this time for an Nanaimo Timberman player. I think the player they indicated was Hulbert. So they will give it back for the Islanders, and Pynchon will hold on the ball. 32 seconds left in the opening period. Pynchon calls for it. Also going inside is Young. Pynchon gets it back. Looks, holds on to it. Goes back to center floor. Keeps it so it doesn't get called over. And a change of possession. Pynchon far side. They cut inside. Ripping a huge shot right there was Manzik. Got it wide to the outside. Manzik's going to go after his man. Now we go back.
Timeout.
I think we have a timeout. We do for Nanaimo. Good call, Jag.
Yeah, and if the shot clock is obviously turned off, and if you're, in this case, you're the Nanaimo Timbermen, you're down by 2 goals, and it allows you to kind of set some time to discuss your offense, and that is exactly what the coaching staff will elect to do. It gives me now time to discuss the coaching staffs for these two teams. Of course, for the Delta Islanders, the offensive coach today is Jordan McBride. The defensive coach is Curtis Hodgson. For the Nanaimo Timbermen, head coach Simon Stocks, associate coach Sean Lehman, associate coach Brad Dugan on the bench for the Nanaimo Timbermen. So two great coaching staffs there. No Logan Schuss, I believe, behind the bench today for the Delta Islanders, but he is the head coach for this team, and I'm sure he'll join them sometime down the line this season.
Yeah, I don't even recall him being here Friday either.
He wasn't.
That's why I couldn't see him.
Yeah, very much. Maybe when I have my talk with Matt Hogue, we'll have a chance to ask him that.
Maybe he's out scouting. You never know with Logan.
I know the NLL finals are going on right now too.
Yeah, we had the chance to cover that earlier on this year, and that's a good brand of lacrosse.
Yeah, the NLL playoffs. We went to, I had the privilege to be at Game 2 between Buffalo and Vancouver.
Back down the left side wall. First one coming inside. Bowman is the trailer over the far left side. Fontenia is inside. Fontenia is out in front, trying to get the shot away. Taking a shot, shoots, scores with 2.6 seconds left. They just hammer that one and pull within one.
Maybe call that timeout successful, Steve. Jordan Vincent, the defenseman, or the defensive player rather, for the Nanaimo Timbermen. He gets the ball at the right side. He pinches on in a little bit just outside of the elbow. And with that, Vincent has made it a 1-goal deficit for the Nanaimo Timbermen. And, that's a goal that they will very much take heading into the intermission.
Yeah, full credit for Bowman, the captain, for setting that one back up way out in mid-floor. So they're back down at center, waits, Quilly picks it back up, rolled out of the webbing of his stick, shot taken. The period is over as the buzzer goes. So after one period of play, a very, very fast-paced period, Jag, and despite the fact that the Islanders are up by a 4-3 margin right now, they find themselves trailing 21 to 15 in the shot department.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at our scoring summary for today's game. At the 19:11 mark of the first period, Jared Masnick opened the scoring. The assist went to Jaden LaBerge, made it a 1-0 Delta game. Not too long after, John Spons of the Nanaimo Timbermen tied the game thanks to an assist from Jeremy Woodrick. Logan Schmidt made it a 2-1 game for Nanaimo, assists from Andrew Bowen and Matt Boss. The Delta Islanders, or Bows rather, the Delta Islanders would tie the game at 2 thanks to the second goal of the game for Jared Masnick before Delta would take a lead thanks to Kenyon Whitney and Grayson Beggs. That happened at the 5:48 mark of the first. Rylan Westbrod would score to make it 4-2 for Delta, and as you saw with 3 seconds to go in the first period, Sam Strother got a goal assist to Ty Pilkington and Jeremy Woodrick, which made it 4-3 for the Delta Islanders.
It's interesting going into today's game because it's still early in the season. Two teams sitting out in front right now, both Nanaimo and Victoria. They both won their first home opener game, both with a perfect 100% or 1,000%, both with 2 points, as well as Port Coquitlam. They pulled out a win as well, but Port Coquitlam's played 2 games, a 1-1 win and 1 loss record so far for them.
Yeah, I know Poco was opening their season on Friday night, I believe it was. Remember Blake Milton telling us about that when he was here. They actually played the Langley Thunder, who lost 11-5, and this Langley Thunder team, I have high expectations to them because they're being coached by Matt Beers of the Vancouver Warriors, and his assistant coach is actually his Warriors head coach, and Kurt Malosky. So with that, I'm having high hopes for that Langley Thunder team this year, but perhaps not the way they wanted to start their season with a loss, but it's still early in the season. There's still lots of time left and lots of time left to accomplish great things.
Interesting, you talk about coach and assistant coach. That would be an interesting conversation as to if Kurt listens to him or not.
Yeah, I mean, he may be his coach on the Vancouver Warriors at the professional level, but I think knowing Kurt, he would very much, coordinate with Matt Beers to ensure that they can really help put that Langley Thunder team in a position to compete at a high level. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing how the Tier 1, or rather the Junior A standings play out, Steve, as the Junior A season gets underway. Of course, we had the chance to, at the start of the month, to call the B1 season opener, and with that, it's not too long before we'll be calling the Ladner Pioneers at the end of the month as well.
Very much, and it's interesting. I was talking to one of the general managers with Nanaimo earlier on, and I look at their roster, and they've got a player number 55, Wyatt Pickup, and I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I said that name, the pickup name, is pretty synonymous with Victoria. And he said, yeah, we acquired him from Victoria. I said, that figures because the name pickup for lacrosse in Victoria is, you talk lacrosse in Victoria, and that's what it's all about.
I mean, you talk lacrosse in BC in general, the first name that pops to mind is the Victoria Shamrocks. Just, a very historic franchise. They're known very well, and, alongside the Victoria Shamrocks, the Coquitlam Adamacs too. These are two premier franchises, and you know it's really nice to see that the Junior A level of lacrosse continues to thrive and succeed. Trying to take a look to see if that Raiders Junior A lacrosse team won their game yesterday, because I know they were also playing as part of their 3-game swing.
They played in Queen's Park, didn't they?
Yeah, they did play in Queen's
Park.
I
thought I read somewhere, could be wrong, I thought I read somewhere where they did win.
Could be the case.
And if that's the case, if they won last night, then that would be the 3-game road trip would be a good win for them.
Yeah, I mean that game I remember on it was on Friday for us. It was a pretty competitive game too, and you know they beat the Islanders 11-8, and yes, they did win, Steve, last night, 12-4 final. So out of all 3 games they played in BC, the Islanders gave them the toughest challenge.
You know, the part I found interesting with that, we were talking to the coaching staff after the game, the interesting part that I found about that was the simple fact that the road trip for the boys, they come out in a bus, they had a good time, good bonding, and a learning experience as well to develop and grow their team. But each player, I thought he said it cost each player $700 to come out, and that's really realistic.
Yeah, that is realistic. I mean, you're staying there for what, 3-4 days. You get the road trip over. Food is included. The hotel rooms and everything is included as well. So that's a very good price to have, you know. And for these players, obviously, you know, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of money as well. And you know, I know for a lot of these players, they have their family support there. So kudos and credit goes to all the families as well, Steve, that put their children, put their sons, and you know, even their daughters now too in a position to succeed and allow them to progress their careers.
Yeah, it's fun to do, you know, and I got to let the people know in Alberta, if you're coming out and you're kicking a bus and you want to come out and go on a nice holiday, feel more than free to get a hold of my daughter and son-in-law. They run the Sycamoose houseboats. Can you imagine coming out on a road trip from Calgary and on your way back home spending a couple days on one of the houseboats? That'd be a nice trip.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a very nice trip, you know, especially considering the weather that we have today. You know, I know yesterday it was raining cats and dogs out here, and so with the weather today, I know especially the Vancouver Seas, they're playing a doubleheader today. They're doing the home game, the first game at 1:05, and then the makeup game starts at 4:05 or 4:30 or something like that.
And I believe that's the first time they've been rained out this season.
That is true. But you know, I know a lot of fans will be at the doubleheader as well, but a lot of fans will have their eyes on Game 7 tonight as the Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers will battle it out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, and you know, very heartfelt thoughts for the game last night. You know how it all unfolded, but what a real tough game last night.
Yeah, a tough day for Mark Scheifele, of course. You know, early in the morning he found out that his father Brad passed away the night before, and for him to, you know, not only control his emotions but even step on the ice for Game 6 to help his teammates out there. You know, he got a goal for his dad, opened the scoring, but when that overtime goal was scored, in which the Dallas Stars ultimately ended up winning, it was Mark Scheifele in the penalty box, Steven. Watching him as he came out of the penalty box afterwards and watching him in the handshake line, it was a tough watch for sure.
Well, the part that I thought was really classy was both teams, first off, but after the game, when he was in the penalty box and bent down there in the penalty box, it was Adam Lowry, Victoria boy.
His captain
come out and went right over in the penalty box and got a hold of him.
Yeah, his captain was the one to go over there and console him, and you know, Lowry even alluded to all of his teammates to come over the penalty box just to be able to console him, Steve. But I mean, you know, like what heart by Mark Scheifele to not only, you know, it was hours after he found out that his father had passed away, and he still stepped on the ice, he still scored a goal. So I mean, that is a true showing of heart from Mark Scheifele, and you know, obviously our thoughts and condolences to the Scheifele family. And you know, if you had a positive takeaway to look away from the Jets' loss last night, at least Mark can now go and be with his family in this very tough time.
Yeah, I know what he's going through, because I know that, you know, his father passed away and he played that night. And I know when my mom passed away years back in 1998, and she passed away about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I was supposed to referee that night, and I was going to cancel it. My dad said, "You will not cancel." He said, "That's not what your mother would want." And I know when I went on the ice to referee, and it was a junior A game in Langley then, when I went on the ice in Langley to referee the game, I must have looked as white as a ghost, and I had a couple players come over and they said, "What's the matter, Steve?" And I said, "Tough day, Mom just passed away today." They said, "No problems, we'll have a good game." And I never had a problem at all. And I thank both teams, and I can only imagine what he's going through and what he felt, because, you know, I mean, anytime you lose, especially a mom or a dad or a grandparent, that's tough. I mean, we've all gone through it, you and I, you know, together on that one.
Yeah, I know my great-grandmother. I remember the day she passed away. I remember exactly where I was. I had just finished up school. I was at Subway grabbing lunch, and my dad calls me and saying, you know, your great-grandma passed away. And I just remember dropping down to the ground. It was heartbreaking for sure. And the next day, I remember I had school to go to as well. And at first, I was like, I don't want to go to school. But then everyone in the family said to us, that's not what she would have wanted.
Yeah.
She would want you guys to go to school. She would, you know, she greeted you guys every morning with a hug. She would want you to go to school. And that's exactly what we did. It was a very tough day. I remember all my teachers even coming up to me, and you know, they knew what I was going through. But it was a tough day for sure. And you know, I know for Mark Scheifele, like I said, even though the Jets season may be over, he'll definitely have the opportunity to go back to his family and console them and comfort them and be together in this very big time of grief.
Yeah, and the other part of that I applaud is I really applaud not just Winnipeg, but the opposition in this case. And, you know, it's a simple fact that they were doing a 50-50 fundraiser as well. And there actually was money that they raised to donate to them, which is really classy.
Yeah, very much. And, you know, with that, like I said, Steve, hockey it's a sport, but sometimes there are moments that are bigger than the sport. And I think last night truly was one of those moments. And, you know, it's great to be a part of this hockey community that you and I are a part of. Of course, we've had to broadcast some difficult games as well. I remember the Ray Sawada game over in Richmond too. That was a tough game to broadcast. And you know, there's moments in life where sometimes you take what you do for granted, and I know certainly I don't take this for granted as well, because anything can change at any given time, and we're proud to broadcast all the sports that we do.
In a heartbeat, it can change. So the other game playing later today, 2:30 in the afternoon, which is underway right now, and Victoria Shamrocks are playing in Coquitlam. And we'll go through the rest of the stats as far as who's going to be playing where and when in the next little while. Oh, we're back. Period 2 underway.
All right. So that is me, I believe. All right, here we go. At the left side, there's a shot taken. That won't go. Bowman gets this one back. I wasn't sure if I was taking over or not.
Oh, yeah, you are. Yes. I forgot. I thought I told you, but I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time I messed up, Jack.
All right, here we go. Young lets a shot rip. That's a blocker save by Okino. LaBerge goes to chase it up. He's battling for the ball, trying to work against Josh Addy. Addy couldn't get to it in time. Coming back across the near side, James Hall looks for it. Hall gets the pass across at the near side to his captain. Hall, left side, long shot, they score! Jeremy Woodrick ties the game 39 seconds into the second period, and Nanaimo gets the start they wanted.
That's the start clearly they wanted, tying up at 4. And boy, oh boy, you talk about a quick start for Nanaimo. And it's not to say the Islanders didn't have one. They just let them walk down the floor all uncontested.
And so Jeremy Woodrick at the left side, he receives a pass. His teammate was there at the near side, and Woodrick buries that one home, Steve. And Nanaimo, 39 seconds in, get the start that they wanted. So the Islanders will look to respond here. The ball goes down into the Nanaimo end of the floor. Vaughn Pinchin. Pinchin feeds that one back in front. And Pinchin was fairly quiet in their exhibition game on Friday against Calgary. Ball goes now across to the far side, and Nanaimo looks to recollect. They do. Sam Strother gets this one back. Strother couldn't hold on to it. Miles to Skoric. Skoric now back on the left side. Poole looks to get a long shot to go. That won't go. Ball is now back into the hands of Okino. Okino tries to feed that one forward. It's back into the hands of the Nanaimo Timbermen. Here's Strother, sends it left side. A shot off the outside of the crossbar, and the official stays Delta ball. Here's Ty Pilkington. Pilkington to Strother. Sam Strother works off the screen. Strother trying to elect going left and right. Here's Strother at the near side. Works from the elbow. Strother sends it left side, a shot again there, and trying to bury his second in the second period was James Woodrick. He couldn't get that to go. That's Jeremy Woodrick, excuse me. Here's Strother. 25 seconds on the shot clock. It was reset after that last shot by the Nanaimo Timbermen. Here's Woodrick. Strother settles it down at the near side. Strother gets around his man, goes down low, feeds it to the left side. Back for it is Ty Pilkington. Pilkington up top to Bose. Bose lets a shot go. And there, the save was made by Beggs. He was almost looking back like the Nanaimo goalie, Okino.
Yeah, a little bit unaware of that one.
Here come the Delta Islanders as their offense gets to go to work. At the left side, it's Hines McDonald. He'll feed it back to Quinley. Quinley moves it across at the right side. It comes right back now to the left side, working off the screen. A long shot there, and that's a save made. As Jared Mazanick tried to bury his hat-trick goal. Looking to come back down the other way is Vincent. Vincent takes the bump, lets the shot go off the outside of the net. Fast-paced action on both sides of the floor. Here comes Cameron Skorick. Skorick cuts on in, goes inside, stopped by Okino. Back go the Timbermen. Here's Zach Hulbert. Hulbert at the right side, looks for help, calls for the trailer. Hulbert gets it back to DeWitt. Connor DeWitt sends it now to the left side. Working across is Tyson Fontenya. Fontenya sends it over to Schmidt, now to Bowman. Bowman back at the left side. Woodrick shot, and that's off the outside. That's outside the net, rather. It's off the boards. Woodrick tried to get that one to go. Islanders pass attempt there. Long stretch pass opportunity. It was broken up. Torek comes back down the other way for the Islanders. Torek, left side, fakes. Up top, back for Torek. Couldn't settle that one down. Young diving across, he scores! A highlight reel goal at the LLC, and the Delta Islanders retake the lead.
What a move, a diving desperation play from behind the net, and just did the wraparound. You can tell he's been learning from the higher levels of the game, because that's something you see at the higher levels, Jack.
Wow, what a goal, Steve. Not just to keep his balance, but still get a shot away without even stepping foot in the crease. Not often do you get a goal like that, and the Islanders will take that any day. They're once again back on top.
I'm always impressed with the agility of these young men.
And agility is what you need to have, as we have a
trap ball.
A trap ball, I believe, yes. So this will be Delta ball. So that last goal, it's going to belong to Blake Young of the Delta Islanders. And Blake Young, remember the name, he'll be big for the Islanders this year. Hines McDonald works off the screen, takes the bump, sends it to Simon Poole. Poole at the left side, works off one screen, gets another. Poole, that is off the back wall. Williams gets it back, he'll take a shot away, and that's off the outside of the net. Looking to come back down the other way are the Nanaimo Timbermen, Josh 80. 80 gets it across, spins around for Vincent. Vincent elects to get the pass through to Spans before going off for a change. Spans to Woodrick. Woodrick calls for it up top. He gets it. Woodrick now to the left side. Sends it to Ty Pilkington. Pilkington for Strother. Strother back to the right side. Strother tries to wrap his man around. Here's a shot. Shot clock violation. Delta ball. Islanders looking to come back down the other way. They recently took the lead back. Chenard, left side shot. Tried to beat the goaltender high. Shoulder side at the left shoulder. The ball goes out of bounds, and this will be Nanaimo ball. Hulbert looking to begin play, coming back down the other way. Hulbert couldn't get to the ball in time. The Islanders do. Delta gets back at the near side. They feed that one over to Young. Here's Blake Young, recently scored that highlight reel goal. Young tries to get across. Mazanick at the left side to Quillay. Quillay moves that one across to Westbrook, to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald spins around back to Young, to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald fakes the shot, left side, scores! A beautiful passing play, and Mazanick has his hat-trick goal, Steve. It's 6-4.
What a sweet pass right there, low, and it just completely eluded right there, Okino. But what a nice setup, a three-way passing play again, Jack.
And how good does that have to feel for Jared Mazanick after a year away from the program? The first regular season game back, Steve, and he has a hat-trick. Must feel really good for the young man.
That has to be. You know, anytime you sit out for injuries because of a year, especially what you were meant to, you know, that's tough.
And we'll talk a bit more about that with Matt Hogue in our intermission interview at the second intermission. At the left side, taking a bump there is Vaughn Pinchin. Pinchin circles back around to his right, elects for the pass up top, and he gets it. Here's Simon Poole. Poole to the oncoming trailer, back to Poole. Poole exchanging possessions. Mazanick is back out on the floor. At the left side, looking for an opening. Hines McDonald, he lets a shot go. That's a save made. Let's go indeed. Williams lets a shot go. That won't go. And I mean, how can you not say let's go after Mazanick's hat-trick goal? He's going to look for 4 here, and the referee calls for the stoppage of play. I'm wondering to see what this is. There's
a broken stick.
A broken stick. Mazanick left side. Hines McDonald tried to let a shot go. That won't go. Mazanick gets it back. Mazanick at the right side. Looking to move across. Here's Jared Mazanick once again. Back to Poole. Poole lurps a shot. That's off the outside boards. Shot goes all the way back down the other way, over and back. This will be Nanaimo ball.
It was interesting to see the way the referee discarded that broken stick.
Yeah, very much. I mean, I was trying to figure out what was going on because two Nanaimo Timbermen were also heading back to change. There's the broken stick.
There's the other half of it anyway.
There you go. Bowman, looks like a magic wand.
Can't do that for hockey.
Bowman to Woodrick. Up top, Schmidt. Schmidt screened in front. Gets the pass through at the right side of Bowman. Back up top, Woodrick. Woodrick tries to get it back. Woodrick on the near side, couldn't hold on to it. Woodrick, oh, a heavy collision against the boards, and the referee calls for the push play. This is going to be Nanaimo ball.
Yeah, that was a heavy hit against the wall.
Torek is exchanging words at the near side. Watch for Torek and Schmidt here getting tangled up. Bowman at the right side, looks for the pass. Bowman gets it back across, and making the save there was Beggs. Beggs hasn't faced much traffic at all here in the second, aside from that first goal, Steve.
No, not at all. Interesting, he wasn't even in the lineup on Friday night.
Masnick works off the screen, gets the pass through at the right side. They'll look to find Masnick back down low. They couldn't quite do so, however. Long feet up ahead. They're looking to find Vincent. Settling it down, back it is Vincent as the Islanders get the ball back. At the right side, Masnick sends it up ahead. Masnick to Young. Blake Young. Young gets the pass across now to the right side. Working off of traffic is Masnick. Masnick back to the right. A shot there. Pad save being by Keegan Okino. Blake Young tries to get that one across. Wyatt Pickup gets it back. Pickup at the right side. Races across with possession of the ball before handing it off to go for the change. Pilkington now to the left. Backup chop is Strother. Strother takes the bump. Strother circles around, gets it back at the near side. Bose behind the net. Beggs leaves his one across, up ahead for Sampson. Sampson up top. Drops it off to the trailer, that being Simon Poole. Poole back on the right side for Williams. Moves across with the elbow in front, and a save there made. He got a piece of it. Masnick gets it back. Now to the left side. A shot there, and another save made by Okino. Right side. Back come the Timbermen. That was broken up. Strother couldn't get there in time. Torek moves it across. He'll send it back out now to the left. Long shot there once again, blocked by a body in front. As Quinlay looked to get back, Steve, over and back is called, and this is going to be Nanaimo ball.
Yeah, called for the over and back right there. I saw the goaltender. I saw young Okino having a talk with the referee way back behind everything. Then finally the referee killed the play and had the change of possession.
Incredible crowd here at the Ladner Leisure Center for the home opener for the Delta Islanders. We should make mention, welcome to our broadcast, 11:30 to go in the second. It's a 6-4 game for Delta. Back to the left side, Nanaimo controls possession. They'll look to feed it over. Trying to get that one across is Bowman. Bowman at the right side, controls possession of the ball. He has 11 seconds on the shot clock. Bowman spins down low, tries to go with the backhand. Couldn't get the pass across to Schmidt. Schmidt being corralled heavily, diving in front, and we have a penalty coming up here.
There was slashing minor penalty going against that one. You know, we're going to have Matt Hogue over here after the second period to talk about various different things. Naturally talking about the alumni with the Delta Islanders, what they've got going on. They've got a lot of things planned this year, so we'll make sure that we make Ben Salmon. When we get a chance and the play is stopped or whatever, we'll see if we can get a swing shot of the camera both ways, just in the stands on each way. Not right now, but later on, just to show everybody that there is a good crowd. But on our side, Jag.
Yeah, it may not seem like it on the far side, but we're not lying when we tell you there's a good crowd here. Here's Bowman. Now back to the right side. Look for the pass down on the Nanaimo power play. Looking to go to work here. They got a minute 45 to work with as Delta looks to kill more time off the clock. Here's Skoric. Skoric gets it back at the right side. They'll feed it across back to the left. And Delta looking to kill up as much time off of the clock as they can. The Timbermen playing a 3-2 zone here. Here's Poole. Poole lets a shot go, scores!
Wow. That all started from the cross pass, but the interesting part was that after the ball was passed back over to the right side, a couple players from Nanaimo went off on a change.
Simon Poole with his family watching in the crowd makes it 7-4 for Delta, Steve. Good
That
effort.
brings the crowd to life, Jag.
Very much. Good crowd on hand here at the LLC. So we're off and underway. 10-17 to go in the second period. Moving across, and Nanaimo tries to bury it up off of the traffic. And getting it back at the number is Hilbert. Hilbert now to the right side. Hilbert moves back across. He feeds it back out now to the left.
I saw your smile.
Bowman up top. Bowman back in front. Woodrick. That shot's well off the outside of the net, and this will be Delta ball. Oh, someone took a dive. There's no water in here. The pool is about 5 steps over. At the right side. Here's Simon Poole. Poole looks for an opening. Feeds it up top to Torek. Torek moves it back across now for Simon Poole. Poole collects for the pass. Poole lets a shot go. Okino makes the save. He's got 1 goal, Steve, and Poole really feeling confident.
Yeah,
here.
that was a nice shot of that one right there to take his time, fake the first one, and got the second shot away.
Hawley back for this one. Spins back around, gets it up top to Bose. Bose now back out now to the right side. Up top, a shot there, and that's stopped away. Schmidt gets the rebound. Schmidt heavily corralled by the Delta defense. Here's Schmidt. Spins across. Tried the one hopper, couldn't get that to go. Puck ends up back behind the line. And getting it across now is LeBurge. Here's LeBurge. Cross at the right side, moves across. Masnick sets the screen. Masnick up top. Gets the pass across, now back to Masnick at the left side. Masnick spins around. Masnick to Poole. Poole back out at the right side. A shot there off the outside boards. Nanaimo's looking to hustle back down the other way. This escapes into the penalty box, and we have a change of possession.
Yeah, good setup from Masnick to get the ball back all the way over to Williams to allow the shot away.
And so now we'll have the possession back with Bowman. Bowman feeds that one across. Ends up back up top. Woodrick now to the left side. Feeds it down low. Gonna get the shot to go. Delta's defense really pressuring on Nanaimo here. Spinning back around is Woodrick. To Bowman. Woodrick touchdown from behind. Bowman tries to get possession of the ball. He couldn't quite do so. Delta gets it back. A heavy collision. We'll have a penalty coming up here. And this is going to go against the Delta Islanders. Cross-check called here, Steve.
Yeah, cross-check took him a little bit too hard, too heavy against the wall right there, so the Islanders getting a minor penalty, and this will give a power play opportunity for Nanaimo the Timbermen. This is what they want right now. They find themselves trailing by 3 goals, and the shots, ironically, Jag, tied at 28, considering what they were in the first period.
And sometimes it's about getting those quality chances. Quality, I mean, the quantity, it can only matter to a certain extent. Sometimes you want to parade and pepper the goaltender with shots on goal, and sometimes you want to get quality shots which will result in goals. And so far, it's worked out for both Delta and Nanaimo. Bowman, right side, back up top, Bowman. Back to the right, up top, Bowman. Now sends it left side, Woodrick. Woodrick feeds it right side, back up to Bowman. Quick passes, a shot there, and a save made by goaltender Beggs. Beggs got it back. Steve is going to elect for a short stretch pass here as the Islanders will look to kill more time off of the clock. Schmidt watches his man closely, and we have a stoppage here as this will now be Nanaimo ball.
Yeah, there was interference behind the play on the far side. Thus the change.
Here's Addy. Addy gets the pass across. Andrew Bowman picks it up. Bowman feeds it down low to Ty Pilkington. Pilkington for Woodrick to Bowman. Back to Woodrick. Sends it right side, Addy, and that's stopped away by Baggs, and crease violation called here. This is going to be Delta ball. Here come the Islanders looking to burst ahead with speed. A minute remains in the power play for the Nanaimo Timbermen. Miles
Back out now to the left side. It's Hines McDonald. He'll feed it up ahead at the half wall. Moves it back. Here's Morgan Trites to Masnick. Masnick settles up ahead, takes a bit of a hop, skip, and a jump. Masnick inside, and that's stopped away by Okino.
Yeah, nice play. He got inside DeWitt to get the shot three.
Here's Connor DeWitt. Moving up ahead with Hawley. DeWitt, 6:27 to go in the second. It's a 7-4 game in favor of the Delta Islanders. Strother moves it up top. Back to Bowman. Addy, Bowman, left side. Woodrick, Bowman, up top. Shot stopped away by the gear of Grayson Beggs. As Beggs has looked pretty sharp here after a shaky first couple of minutes, as we'll have 6 minutes to go in the second period. Time's expired and the penalty to Skorek. Skorek's back out of the box. Islanders realizing that now as Skorek is hustling his way all the way back to the other end. Sometimes the cherry pick works, other time it doesn't.
It did that time.
As Skorek now gets possession of the ball, feeds it in front, down low, tries for the backdoor pass to get the backdoor pass, and Pinchin couldn't bury it home. Good idea there by the Islanders, Steve. The execution just didn't end up the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, a little bit of discussion back there because the referee's going to be giving the ball for the Islanders over in the corner right there. And the one that's looking questioning that one is Hall.
Hall and Okino as well, as Okino's looking over and questioning that, but nonetheless, the referee has the final call.
Funny how that works.
Very much. Masnick to Young. Young moves it across up top, back to Masnick. Masnick works off the screen. Thought about the shot, took a pass instead. Young up top, he let a shot go to Masnick. That deflected off in Nanaimo, he says, and the referee agrees with him. It's going to stay Delta ball.
Looking like they're trying to find the ball. Bounced out of play, now we'll find one.
And so Delta continues it with a new shot clock on the board here. Here's Young. Young gets away from traffic. Young lets a shot go. Great save by Okino. Rebound comes out loose, and at the crease, he's able to make the save. Heavy traffic in front of Okino's net. Back come the Timbermen. Here's Zach Hilbert. Hilbert reaches back across. Now 5 minutes left to go here in the second. Steve Shots tied up at 32. Getting the ball back is Jack Hall. A call up for this junior A team. I believe he's playing B1 right now with the Nanaimo Timbermen. Spinning back around is Tyson Fontenya. Fontenya couldn't bury that one home and ends up back down in the hands of LaBerge. LaBerge hustles his way in, passes inside. Pinchin couldn't bury it home. It's intercepted back by the Timbermen. Here's Addy. Addy reaches back across. Ends up with it at the right side. Now to Hawley. Hawley moves it up ahead. Back at the left side. Spinning. Finds Strother. Strother circles his way back. Strother feeds it back inside. Bowman couldn't bury it home. Bowman gets it back at the left side once again at the elbow. Long shot there off the pad. Strother rebound, and that's once again a save made.
What a nice play for Strother to get the rebound.
Very much. Here's Strother, shot clock violation, and this will be Delta ball. Great defensive possessions here by Delta, Steve.
Yeah, they are. They're working hard at it, and they're working in their favor too. Obviously something, Jag, they practice.
Practice does make perfect, and when you're practicing for as long as these Delta teams do, it really comes to fruition during times like this. Masnick up top, stutter steps, makes one move, makes another move, took a shot, and that's off the outside of the boards. Masnick ends up losing possession of the ball. Now with it is Gavin Gunderson. We've seldom seen Gunderson in the game today.
Used sparingly, but he's been out there a couple shifts.
DeWitt moves it across to Matt Bose. Bose sends it now to the left side to Schmidt. Schmidt moves it across for Ty Pilkington. Pilkington tried to find Strother back at the right side. Strother gets it back. Tried to sneak one past, couldn't quite do so. Back in the hands is Schmidt. Shot clock reset for the Nanaimo Timbermen. 25 seconds to go in the shot clock. Spinning back around. Strother, a heavy check from behind. No question about that. That's going to be a penalty, Steve.
Got a delayed penalty call by the referee. Going to see what he's going to be calling on this one. They're going to be calling him for a cross-check on that one, Jag.
And the calls that have been made, the cross-check calls necessarily, they have been very obvious here today. And this one's going to go to Jaden LaBerge from the Delta Islanders. Is going to get a 2-minute call for cross-check.
Yeah, I'd rather have him back out on the floor. But it's interesting when you watch a game and the two goaltenders go over on the far side. They're getting a drink. You can see the goalies over the far side of the floor. I like that good camaraderie with the goaltenders. But nonetheless, Interesting game so far, and we'll see whether or not Nanaimo are going to come back and be able to capitalize and get a couple more. They're trailing by 3, Jag, as you made mention.
Very much, and you know, this does allow the goaltenders to get a bit of a rest as well before the penalty does begin. And you may think there's only 2:55 left to go in the second. Why do the goaltenders need the water? Well, that's heavy equipment that they're wearing. And the weather outside doesn't really help either. So
no, wait till the summer gets here and it gets really hot. You and I've seen that last year here.
Well, even I was sweating up here in the broadcast booth, I remember.
Yeah, there's no air conditioning unless there's ice in, and the ice isn't in right now.
And when the ice is in, it's very cold, so it's kind of ironic, isn't it?
We freeze.
Bowes now to the right side, moves it across to Bowman. Bowman feeds that pass down low, gets it back up top. Bowman trying to feed it back on the left side, getting it across. Oh, one heavy check once again. And this will be Delta ball.
What a heavy hit by Miles.
Referee makes no question on that one there, calling it. As Masnick gets across, spinning back around. Moving it now from the left side is Williams. Williams now across at the right side once again. To the elbow, to Williams. Williams spins it back, sends it now to the left side to Masnick. Masnick looking for his 4th goal, and that's just outside of the net. Masnick lost possession of the ball. They're going to come back down the other way are the Timbermen. Here's Jordan Vincent. Vincent gets the pass through to Woodrick, the trailer, before going off for a change. Woodrick now to Bowes. 1:54 remains in the second. 58 seconds to go in the power play for the Nanaimo Timbermen. Bowman to Woodrick. Back to Bowman. Up top. Bowman moves that one across. Moves it now to the left side. Bowman lets a shot go. Can he get that one to go as the save is made by Beggs? Like I said, Grayson Beggs, he's had a good performance so far today, as he has stopped 4, or only allowed 4 a shot, and that's a save there made. Looking for the stretch pass with the Nanaimo Timbermen. They get it. Bowman takes a shot, stopped by Beggs once again.
What a nice setup on that play by Okino.
30 saves now for, or rather 32 saves now, I should say, for goaltender Grayson Beggs. Young moves it at the near side. A minute remains, and now the Delta Islanders will just hold until the penalty clock expires. Smart move if you're the Islanders.
Yeah, it was. Good play to kill it.
Time has expired in the penalty. LaBerge heads to the bench. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Poole goes on in, tried the shot over the shoulder, and Nanaimo is able to get a save from Okino.
What a nice jump play to try and go over top, as you mentioned.
So the Timbermen will take this one back. Connor DeWitt elects for it. 40 seconds to go in the second period. Stroller somehow gets around too many with Stylers through. The Delta Islanders coming back with numbers. Here's Sampson. Races on through. Sampson drops it back to Young. About a 5-second differential between the shot and game clock. Young moves it back. 20 seconds to go in the second period. Masnick to Hines McDonald. He'll move it back down to the right side. Working off the screen is Masnick. Masnick hustles it through in the middle. A shot there stopped away. Rebound comes out loose, and the Timbermen get this one back, and we have a cross-checking penalty called. This is going to go against Nanaimo.
It is going against Nanaimo, and boy, they questioned this one. I'm not sure. Did they give that to the player or to the goaltender? I thought it was to the goaltender, but it might be against Trites.
Yeah, I think Trites is the one that's heading to the box. They're trying to figure out what it's for, but, well, it's going to be a cross-check, but we have a timeout here called, and this is a timeout by Delta. And Steve, like I talked about in the first period too, it's a smart timeout. Shot clock's turned off. You're now on a power play. 8 seconds to try and get a goal and extend your lead.
Yeah, and we saw that happen in the first period where Nanaimo called the timeout in the latter stages right there, and the clock was winding down. They got a goal.
Yeah, very much. So, like I said, Steve, this is going to be a power play for the Delta Islanders, and it indeed is Morgan Trites that is being assessed the cross-check, not the goaltender.
No, I was surprised. Even both of them, Okino and Trites, they both questioned the referee of that one.
One of us is going. Who's going?
Just pick a friend.
Pick a friend.
Yeah, let's throw the crowd down to our broadcast left right now while we're waiting to get this sorted out. So you can see we talked about the good-sized crowd down here. This is to our broadcast left. And when we get a chance, and it's been going, so when we get a chance, we'll do the other one, but not right now. We'll do the other end maybe at the start of the next period. But good crowd, as we mentioned earlier on, Jack.
Yeah, very much. As
Okino having a discussion with the referee going back in the crease.
And he'll get himself set as well, as the Delta Islanders will possession here with Scott Williams bringing it up. Here we go. Williams, time winding down. Williams sends it left side to Masnick. Up top, Masnick rips a shot. That's just off the outside of the net. Time will expire, and that's all she wrote through 2 periods of play. Ovation here from the Delta faithful crowd for their team. It's a 7-4 game after 40 minutes.
Yeah, they should get a good ovation right there. You can see the team, and maybe now we'll get a shot of the crowd in the right-hand end of the arena down here, just so our broadcast right. So either way, as you and I had mentioned, just so everybody knows we're not pulling the wool over their eyes, good crowd in hand right now, Jag, as we get everything all set up. We're going to bring Matt in to grace our broadcast location, so you and I'll get a chance to talk to Matt once we untangle all the cables we've got up here. We'll get Matt and his nice smiling face on camera once again, and we'll just move everything around.
All right.
There, just so everything's around. So, okay, so we'll get Matt on camera right now. So, Matt, we go through 2 periods. Good start for the season opener for the Islanders.
Yeah, really liked what I've seen so far. I mean, there's still a 3rd period to play, but I've seen determination and grit and really good team play, some great goaltending. So yeah, I'm excited for this start. It's really good, and I hope that we can bring it in the 3rd.
We're up.
During our chat on Friday, Matt, you made mention that this Nanaimo team, your expectations coming into this game, you expected a very competitive battle from this Nanaimo team. You thought that, they were, you still think they're a team that's going to fight for the Minto Cup this year. What are your thoughts so far on the game, the way it's been played, and the compete level of your Delta team? Yeah,
I'm happy with the way we're playing, but you can see how competitive Nanaimo will be. They've got really good scoring, really solid defense, and Aquino's a great goalie. So, I mean, I think they're going to be a very competitive team, and what I said the other night, I'll stand by. This is a good measuring stick for us in terms of where we're at. So, again, that kind of makes me excited that we're battling hard and winning at this point.
Okay, let's talk about our alumni with the Delta Islanders.
Yeah, so we're excited for our alumni event. It's coming up for the Thomas Hayden event, June 14th.
Good.
Yeah, so this year we're doing a little something different. The game is going to be a 4 o'clock start. We've typically had our evening game, but we're going to bring it a little bit earlier, 4 to 6, and then afterwards we're going over to the Sundance. So the alumni will go over. We've got that all set and ready to go with 50-50 and toonie toss and all those good things. They're doing a clucker brew, so Sundance's famous chicken and beer.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a great fundraising event for that portion is going to us, the Delta Junior. So a chance for the alumni to show up and show out for Delta, and we're excited. So June 14th, I'll be starting to sell tickets next week.
Are you cooking?
God, no. You know what? Here's the thing. If you haven't had the Sundance's chicken, their pressure fried chicken, this isn't just an ad because they're a sponsor. This is real. Not just because my wife works there too. But they make really, really good chicken. They're known for their chicken, and you got to try it.
Well, Steve, I think that makes for all the reasons why we might have to go after we call the game.
Yeah.
And I've never been there. Ironically, I've never
been
been
there
either. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, you're missing out. You're missing out. Get the 2-piece.
I've never been there either, but we talked about the alumni game, man. That's coming up as well. You talked about, the Sundance Thumb being a sponsor, but let's kind of tap into some of the other sponsors that are able to make Delta Islanders lacrosse such an important community tradition.
Yeah, I talked a little bit about this the other day, and I'm always going to miss mentioning a sponsor or two, and I was thinking to myself today, really, really happy with Main Road Construction and Tawasin Shuttles. They've been great partners these last couple of years, and they've committed at our elite level, and just have been really good friends of the program. So if I could shout them out specifically and thank them for their sponsorship, I definitely will. And so thanks to them.
Well, you couldn't do it without them, and it was interesting when I saw the game Nanaimo. I saw something on social media last night. Nanaimo they were actually promoting our game today on their website too.
Yeah, and when we send our team on the road, I always have to ask, is your game being covered? Is your game being broadcast? Your game being broadcast? And everybody knows that our games are being broadcast, whether that's B2, B1, or A. So our partnership with you guys is awesome, and it really helps us in the lacrosse world, because all of our players know that they're going to get seen. They're going to get seen and broadcast, and the road teams know that they're going to get seen as well. So, and that's not the case with every club. So props to you guys.
Well, we love what we do, and I think, even Steve can attest to this. When you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work, and it feels like we love what we do. And when we come to the rig to be able to broadcast this, it gets the message out.
Yep.
We've made our return for, this is my second season
Yeah.
covering the Delta Islanders. Let's talk about another player who's made his return
Yep.
to the Delta Islanders, Jared Masnick.
Yeah, wow, he's had a great game, and he's had a couple of great games. He was great on Friday as well. Jared, fantastic kid. Like I said, a student athlete at Harvard, fantastic family as well, and we're just blessed to have him back. He, you forget he's a fourth year when you see him out there. He's got another year after this. So it's great to see him contributing at this level, playing so well, and to see him healthy again. I just wish him nothing but the best. He's a great kid, great family. So
We watched the other night. We've got 3 goalies right now, and we're talking about, as we look right now, we got Beggs starting goal. He did not dress the other night.
Right, so Beggs has been dealing with a bit of a hand issue, but I mean he's been fantastic tonight, hasn't he?
Upper body injury.
I know.
Upper body.
Listen, and the other night I said that too, and I thought, oh geez, but it's okay. He's fine, and we just we want him to have a bit of a break, and Jet was a little under the weather, so we just held him out tonight. Patton's been a great third for us, ready to rock, and so we feel like we have, and they'll all be back next year as well. So I think Patton's a 4th year, and Beggs a 4th year, and Jet's only a 2nd year. So you look at that and you go, wow, that's really, really good goaltending for not just now, but for the go forward.
So before I give it back to Jag right now real quick.
Yep.
Where is Logan?
He's watching this right now.
Home or here?
No, he's away. He's on vacation in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's watching right now. So yeah, make sure you shout him out.
We've done that lots of times.
Yeah.
He gets more PR than you do.
Yeah, I know,
tough to
right?
do.
I know. Well, I mean, I can't say enough good things about Logan Schuss. He knows that. I always tell him, watch during the intermission, I'll pump your tires a little bit more. But no, I mean, you can see. I mean, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. We're talking about a couple periods a day, whatever. But you can see our B1 team had a big win in Boco the other night. Our A team's really competitive today against a very good team. You can see things are growing and building, and so much of that is the day-to-day grind that Logan Schuss puts in. He's just such a great leader for our program. And like I said, I just can't say enough good things about him, so there I pumped his tires.
A whole bunch.
Safe to say he's established a newfound culture here in the Islanders
Absolutely,
program?
yeah, absolutely. We needed that, and what's most exciting is it's young. So, I look out there, and like I said, I go, okay, Carter Turok's a 5th year, and LeBeur's a 5th year, and Reese Young's a 5th year, and there's a few of them. Jake Young's a 5th year. But we've got a ton of guys who are 2nd year, 3rd year, and 4th year. A ton of guys that we drafted the last couple of years, a ton of guys that he acquired through trade, and that's how you build a program. You can't just go with 4th year, 5th year every single season. You build a program through growth, you build a program through proper trades and good drafting, and Logan's done that exactly, so.
All right, let's talk about our 50-50 draw we've got coming up.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So our Big Cash 50-50 goes on again this year. I noticed today we're at almost $6,000 so far. So that's going to build up really, really nicely for us. Opportunity to buy online through Rafflebox this year, which is different. We're not doing selling during the games during the day. So we're getting our players to promote through social media and go online through Rafflebox and sell tickets that way. And so far, so good. I mean, we've got another 5 weeks to go to the draw, and like I said, almost about $6,000 as I checked today.
What other games have we got coming up that we should be aware of, other than the Thomas Hayden one?
Well, okay, I mean, I'll tell you what I'm really interested to see, and you guys won't be there for this, so I'm not promoting you at this point, but I am promoting lacrosse. We're back in Nanaimo next weekend.
I know that.
So that to me is like, this will be a very interesting 3rd period to see what the pushback is, and then next week they'll go at it again. So I'm excited to see that next time at the Nanaimo Ice Center.
Yeah, before we let you go here, Matt, I want to talk about Simon Poole playing at the B1 level, scoring a goal here. I know his family's in the crowd too.
Oh wow, I didn't see them.
Yeah, what has he meant to the program?
I mean, Simon's a great kid. We acquired him late last year, and he jumped in with both feet and played well for us at both B1 and A. He's moved up to A now, and you can see he's an electric player. I mean, he scored that short-handed goal. That was a thing of beauty, right? He's got a rifle. He's also super slick inside. Quiet kid.
Yeah.
He's a little quiet, but I love that. Just a great team guy and has that high level skill.
Will we expect to see Logan Hinton stay at the B1 level this year?
I can't really comment on that. That's like the upper body injury, undisclosed. But I'm excited for everything that Hinton brings, and Crooks as well. Two really great lefty draft picks. Really excited to see what they do the rest of the way, whether it's at B1 or A, wherever they end up.
Okay, thanks, Matt. We're back here next Friday for another broadcast. I think it's
Oh,
B1.
yeah, I forgot that one. B1, yeah.
B1,
B1, Coquitlam.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All right,
sir.
I'll be here.
All right, thanks, Matt. We'll
Thanks,
let you
gents.
run.
Yep.
Thanks, appreciate it. We'll just give this back over to Jag, and he can put it down. Thanks, Matt. Appreciate your time. Oh, we're underway. I forgot. Talk about a quick start for period 3. I didn't even know we were going, Jag.
Quick start.
Heavy hit. Waits.
Talk about a quick start.
And Trites is in the penalty box for 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining. So he glanced up at the clock, waiting for it. The Islanders have the ball. Good interview with Matt again, Jag. He always lets us know what's going on.
Very much, and I think we're media training him as well into not revealing things that shouldn't be said.
We will. Now we even know where Logan is. We were trying to figure that out for the last couple of weeks too. Williams comes in, Waits unable to get to control the ball this time, and Young is on the outside of the post. It rolls all the way back around. Trites will pick it back up. New 30 in the clock for the Islanders. They set it back up. Only played 40 seconds in the third period right now. Williams is in there. Williams gets control, sets it back up over on the far side. Back pass. Good set of play inside the corner. Get it back out. Manzik has it. Manzik cuts inside. Takes a huge shot. Stopped again by Okino. Okino alert to watch that shot go right on target. Now they pick it back up on the Timbermen. Hustle the way back out. Out to mid-floor. Good play to go back down the left side wall as they work their way in. Addy comes in. Addy give it free, Waits, back out to Vincent. Vincent works his way in, gets past Poole. Vincent goes in, cross pass, far side. Huge shot taken right on target that time by Bowman. Bowman gets that in and out. You can see why he's a captain, Jag. He gets that. He's a quick release on the shot.
And making those quick decisions, it's another reason why he's the captain, Steve.
We'll see him at a higher level of the game later on, too. So Young goes all the way back out, Waits. Young to Torek. Torek to Williams. Williams sets it back up. Young is on the right side. There's 2 Young. Jake Young is 8 and Blake Young is 10. Out again to Williams, right side. Young takes a shot, deflected, goes wide over the corner, and Manzik picks this one back up for the Islanders. Manzik back out to LeBurge. LeBurge's inside, trying to get it back to Young on the cross. Out to Manzik, back to Williams. Williams holds on to it again. LeBurge is over there. LeBurge calling for it. Trites is out of the box. The Miner over. Delta unable to capitalize on the power play on that one right there, and it goes back up to mid-floor. Waits. They jump, unable to grab it and hold on. A little bit too high and out of the reach of them that time. And now they're going to set this one back up. Referee saying, somebody take the ball. I'm waiting to blow the whistle, and he did. Only played 2 minutes. Fontenla. He just grabbed it, dished it back all the way over on the far left side wall one more time to Strother. Strother comes in. Fontenla's the trailer. Boris is out there. Gets the shot away. Fontenla goes in. Waits trying to grab it out of his reach this time, and Wudrick comes after it. Wudrick was the first one inside. Waits a long pass back out to Sampson at center floor. Sampson, right side. Good crowd in hand, we should make mention as well, and they continue to be back. The lobby is packed, I'm seeing down there, Jack.
Blend's Coffee must be loving it.
Yeah, they will. I know Tina's working today. She was a late arrival, though. I found that out.
I didn't see her either.
Shot, Waits. They're going to pick this one back up, and the Timbermen will pick this one back up and go straight up floor. Out to center. Sorry, my dear. No, you're fine. Just stay there. Keeps me company. Just stay right there. You're fine. I get people to talk to other than Jag over here. Jag, I got all the pretty ladies. I got to send something beside you.
Lucky you.
Lucky me. Back out to mid-floor again. They hold on to it. Pilkington's trying to get control. Pilkington grabs control. Looks, cuts wide, goes to the inside. Pilkington holds on to it, trying to get it free. Spans is in there. Spans was calling for it. Not going to grab it. Looks diving play right now. Now it goes back out to Young, and Young hustles his way out to center floor again. Down the right side. Young, one hopper. Feeding this one back out to Williams. Williams comes in, 20 on the shot. Inside again. Williams, nice setup play on the far side to get it back through that time over to LeBurge. LeBurge got the shot away, rolled out. They're trying to grab it again. LeBurge inside the corner, pushed off of the ball this time by Trites, who stays with him. Right side, Westbroad. Cuts inside, Westbroad, see this one back over again. Shot taken by Poole, right off of the back wall, and they'll pick it back up again. As they set it back up to Westbroad. Westbroad, right side boards. They take their time and they hustle in. Westbroad goes wide to the outside wall. See if he can pick this one back up. He tried to, going back after it. Funny hop right there. Took a strange bounce, and unable to pick it back up was Williams, but they go back the other way. Vincent comes inside. Vincent goes back all the way out to center floor, and DeWitt comes inside. DeWitt picks it back up. He lurks over on the left side wall. Now DeWitt goes off on a change, and they hustle it back out. Trailing on the back end, getting control is Woodrick. Woodrick comes in. Woodrick feeds it from back through over on the far side to Bose. Bose works his way in. Bose back out again to Woodrick. Woodrick turns, throws it back over high out of the reach of everybody, but it was grabbed again by Bose over on the far side. Takes a shot, stopped again by Beggs, and Beggs has the hold on this one. Shots 41-40 in favor of the Islanders right now. They're up 7-4 in the game, and Matt was talking about the rematch next week, Greg. That's going to be exciting.
Very much. I know we'll have our eyes on that one.
Very much. Good buddy Dan Marshall's going to have the call for that one. We'll listen in for Dan. Dan will have to send us the link. I think you've got his contact. Back out in front, or you should. Out shot, scores! It snuck through Okino, Jag. And that puts them up right there. Double it up, 8-4 for the Islanders.
Yeah, it snuck through Okino, and I think Jared Mazanik's going to get credit for another one, Steve. Make that 4 on the board for Mazanik, as he has been absolutely electric. I mean, I was looking around the crowd reaction for that last goal, and Mazanik is buzzing. So is the Delta Islanders team, as it's now 8-4, doubled up against the Nanaimo Timbermen.
Yeah, I saw the referee give the ball back over to the Islanders bench on the far side. So that's going to be nice. A little bit of a souvenir for the young man. Call him for the trap on this one for the Islanders. So possession's going to go for the Timbermen. Timbermen take it back over the far left side.
It's going to be for Cole Sampson. I think
really?
Mazanik's going to get the assist. So, Steve, the reason they gave the ball is because it's first career goal for Cole Sampson.
Ah, well, it's either 4 or it's the first. One or the other. You're right. Good pickup on that one.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. You like that, eh?
I'm just trying to pump the tires of our PA announcer here.
That's good. He does a good job.
Seldom gets credit. I don't even know his name, but we'll find out.
Yeah, it doesn't get a lot of credit at all. Now they go back around, waits. Hall holds onto it. Hall cuts out the center floor. Thought about giving it to the trailer, changed his mind. Thought he got to get back at the Fontana, but he didn't. Now they go inside again, driving for the net. Tracing it back around is Woodrick. Woodrick got the shot, and this is grabbed by Beggs, and Beggs throws it straight forward. Out the center floor again to Whitney. Whitney comes inside. Whitney gives it back to the trailer, Young. Young cuts wide inside over the far right side corner. Young sets it back out again. Westbroad works his way in. Young off of the wall. Young slides it back through. Good set of plays. He ends up getting this one back free over to LaBerge. LaBerge looks, thought about giving the first pass. Waits, changes his mind, takes it back behind the net. Now they hold on to it and ends up with Maznik. Maznik picks it back up. Funny hop off of the glass. And the Timbermen pick it back up and go the other way with a new 30 in the clock. Timmerman way out in front of the penalty box area. DeWitt goes back down. DeWitt comes in, looks, trying to get away from his man. Chenard stayed right with him this time. DeWitt is off on a change. Pilkington comes in the left side. Pilkington looks, goes deep. Far left side, high, and goes deep in the corner again, and Bowman comes in. Bowman sets it back out in front. Desperation dive on that play right there. Got a player down, going to check it out. Referee's stopping the play right now. Yeah, that was a heavy fall on the floor right there. Trainer's coming out. Oh yeah, he's in a little bit of excruciating pain, limping going off. I hope he's okay. You never like to see that. So they whistle the play in as I'm watching the injured player going the other way, and the trainer was caught in the center of the floor. Did you see that, Jag?
Yeah, very much. Interesting.
Interesting, a shock to say the least. So Hall has the ball. Gunderson's out there. Hall and Gunderson both off on a change. Otis is out there. Waits goes deep over the far left side corner again, and Spans comes inside. Spans back out to Fontenla. Fontenla comes in. Waits. Fontenla's locking, trying to get control, waiting for it, calling for it. Woodrick is inside. Back out to Fontenla. Fontenla looks, worked off it. Back out again. Woodrick takes a huge shot. Bounces off of the back wall. It goes out the center floor. And it'll go all the way back down. 13:01 left in period 3. Doubled up. Islanders up 8-4. So far over to the Timbermen, who pulled out a win the other day. And the Islanders coming off a loss Friday against the exhibition game against Calgary. Back out again. Nice play. Manzik. He cuts inside. As Manzik goes inside, Williams is trying to get control. Now it's on the right side to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald throws it back over the far corner again. Young picks it back up. Young held on to it, but it was stolen literally that time by Okino, and Okino gets it out the center floor again. Addy cuts inside as Addy goes in, gives it to Vincent. Vincent takes a desperation dive. Shot stopped again by Beggs, and Beggs holds onto it. Beggs waits. Sampson's back down the right side as he just explodes out of his own half of the floor. Back down to Squirk. Squirk pushed off of the ball by Hall. Hall waits, couldn't get control. Squirk rides it back out to Westbroad. Westbroad mid-floor again. Comes inside, Westbrod goes in, faked the first shot, now he goes wide to the outside. Trying to get the shot on target, looks 5 on the shot clock as Westbrod comes inside, ripping a shot right there. Nice play by Poole to get the shot through, but the clock went and changed, and now the Timbermen will pick it back up and go up to center floor themselves with a new 30 in the clock. Hawley, he has control. Hawley feeds this one all the way back over again. Fontenla, center floor again. Good pass to get it back through traffic that time over to Strother. Strother cuts his way in. Fontenla comes inside. Also in there is Strother over in the left side corner. Pilkington comes inside, waits, he's bumped off of the ball this time, and it goes back over the left side wall, and there they hustle their way back out the mid-floor again. LeBurge is on the right side. Bickett picks the ball up, holds on it, backpedals towards the wall. Bickett's the trailer, he's pushed off. Penalty coming up this time, going against Nanaimo. Going to be a power play as Strother's going to sit in the box, but they score! A funny hop on a delayed penalty. And that worked in their favor because Nanaimo was going to be assessed a penalty for cross-checking for Strother right in front of the penalty box area.
Yeah, that's going to go to Reed Hines McDonald, Steve, and this is a player that played his last 3 years of lacrosse with the New West Salmon Bellies. I believe that's going to be his first goal as a Delta Islander, so maybe they keep that ball as well. Congratulations to Reed Hines McDonald, as after putting up 41 points in the 2023 season with the New West Salmon Bellies, he's able to get on the board here, and now it's a 9-4 game.
This goes to show, never quit, just keep on going and driving for the goal.
Also shows the move that Matt Hogue made in the offseason. They really are paying off here in this first game.
So we have a timeout called for Nanaimo right now, called by the coaching staff right there. Head coach is Simon Stokes.
Good timeout, I'd say. Gives a chance for him to settle things down and allow his team to sort of regather some sort of footing. Of course, there's still 11-19 left to go in lacrosse. That is a lot of time to work with, and wouldn't be surprised to see this Nanaimo team come out with a little more sense of compete after the timeout.
Yeah, there you can see each bench going Nanaimo first, and then the Islanders over the far side. Good call, as you made mention, Jag, for the coaching staff to call the timeout. A timely timeout, I guess that's fair to say.
Oh yeah, very much. 100% a timely timeout. And you know, Steve, as I look on to our schedule here for the lacrosse next week, as we made mention, the Coquitlam Alamacs will be in town, the junior B1 team. The Ladner Pioneers also get their season underway next Saturday. We won't be covering that game, but the Victoria Shamrocks will be in town as Ladner opens up their season.
Yeah, that'll be fun. We're starting the Pioneers, I think it's the end of the month on
the
Eastlink
29th,
TV.
The 29th, I believe it was. Coquitlam Bandits will take on the Ladner Pioneers, and right after that, we'll have a game against the Richmond Roadrunners. Then after that, it's a Junior A game against the Poco Saints. 3 straight games of lacrosse.
No rest for the wicked. We must really be bad, but we're having fun.
We love lacrosse.
Yeah, it's fun. Canada's national summer sport. The key for this, Jag, and we keep saying, is you never quit. Your legs keep on moving. Back out to Pilkington. As Pilkington works his way back inside, going to the front part of the goal, trying to get control. Waits. Bowman is inside. Pilkington's called for it. Gets control. Pilkington got it back from Bowman that time, who fed it back through to him over the far side ball, and Boers goes inside. Waits takes a funny hop, it goes in the corner on the left side wall. Coming inside, trying to get control at this time was Pynchon. Now the Islanders back out to LeBurge at center floor. LeBurge cuts wide, goes to the outside wall. Over to Westbrod. Westbrod hustles his way back inside. Westbrod's the trailer. Islanders setting this one back up. That was Williams that got the cross pass free. Williams comes inside. Williams sets this one back up again, going deep to the outside corner, back out the mid slot. Poole comes in. Poole got the shot away, but what a nice stop by that time by Okino, and he feeds it all the way back down to Vincent. Vincent, 1-on-1, takes a huge shot. Stopped, and what a save in there, but what a breakout play by Vincent, Jack.
Very great save there, and you know, great breakout save rather as well by Vincent. And like I said, Steve, was seeing a bit more compete out of this Nanaimo Timbermen team after the timeout.
Yeah, and you sort of expected that. At least I would have assumed that you'd get more of a compete. Take the huge shot right there. Stop. Poole got it away. It was stopped and deflected in the corner by Okino. Now they go deep over in the right side corner again as Williams comes in. Williams back. Williams sets it back out to Westbrod. Westbrod comes inside. Williams is out in front. Young is in there. Takes a bit of a swipe play right there, unable to get control. Now they whistle the play back in. New 30 the clock, and the Timbermen will go back down to center floor. Timbermen back out to mid floor again. Hall has control. Hall's an AP call-up for Nanaimo. Wearing number 12, and Fontenla comes inside. Fontenla looks, goes wide to the outside. They hustle the way back inside, going deep inside. Pilkington comes inside. Fontenla's a trailer. Takes a huge shot. Big stop on that one right there, and it goes wide to the outside wall. They pick this one back up again. It's grabbed over in the far corner again. Grabbed by Young, and Young's trying to work his way out. He's hounded like he's run over like a Mack truck back at the center line. Backer out. If we were talking about hockey, it'd be a center line, but this one's not, just mid-floor.
Mid-floor line. Or rather, I don't know if you'd consider it a line at all, but mid-floor.
I'm glad they put the logos in there for the Islanders as well as the Pioneers, Jack. That was nice for the city.
Yeah, it's nice for the city, Steve, but also nice for the franchises as well, as they didn't have that last year.
They worked their way back inside, going after it. Quille comes in. Quille back out, waits. Pinchin comes in. Pinchin goes wide to the outside, cuts back inside. Thought he slipped with his foot right there, but he managed to keep control of it. Pinchin just throws it back in the corner. New 30, and the Timbermen will go back down floor the other way as the Timbermen hustle their way back down. Trites comes in. Trites left side wall, back over to Hulbert. Hulbert comes in, failed to get the shot away. Now they just give this one back over in the left side corner again, and Wudrick picks it back up for the Timbermen. Wudrick held onto it. Nice setup play over the far side boards again. Strother comes in. Strother takes it, diving, bumped off of the ball this time. Taken off of the ball heavily that time by Whitney, who stays with him. Reset, new 30 in the clock. Whitney holds on to Whitney. Nice play as he ends up getting away from Spans this time. Spans inside, he's trying to get control. Strother is in there, he failed to get control. Now the referee is indicating we're going to have a change of possession going for Nanaimo right now with 8:25 left in the third, Jack.
8:25 left to go, and for this Nanaimo Timbermen team, they've shown that they can compete after the timeout, but the thing is, can they get the ball behind goaltender Grayson Beggs?
We'll see. Beggs has played remarkable. Going to be an interesting rematch next Saturday, as Matt Hogue alluded to earlier on. Fontenla comes inside. Fontenla looks, pass it back all the way over to the far side again to Bowman. Bowman comes in. Bowman's wide on the far side again. Pilkington comes inside, waiting for it. Wudrick has control. Ball rolled out of the webbing of his stick. Now it goes back again, and Beggs held onto it. Beggs stop it. Now we have a penalty called right now going against the Islanders. It's going to be a roughing minor penalty, so the Timbermen will find themselves in a power play for 2 minutes.
Discipline. And the Delta Islanders have found themselves in the penalty box not once, but a couple of times in the game, Steve. This is going to be their 5th penalty of the game, while the Timbermen have only been in the box 1 time.
Yeah, Timbermen is stingy on the penalties, Jack.
Good discipline from Nanaimo, but it hasn't gotten them many places as they're still down 5 goals.
No, they're working at it. Bowman's out there. Back to Wudrick, back to Bowman, back to Wudrick, back to Bowman. Bowman far side again. Gets it free over to Bowes. Bowman is in there, waits, shot taken, deflected, rolls wide. It hit the stick and rolls all the way back out to mid-floor, trying to grab this one. Bickick gets it for the Islanders, and Bickick hustles his way back down. Bickick just sets it back up. Islanders out on a change. Fresh legs on the floor. Bickick thought about giving it back around this time, takes his time, throws it back again. DeWitt stayed with him. Bickick gives it back inside. Now they hold on to it. Westprod. Good dump play, waiting for it, going all the way back down the floor the other way is Bowman. Bowman's expecting an extended pass to him right there, as he knows the shot clock's getting down and expired. And it did, but the Islanders maintain possession. They get it back again over in the right side corner. They held on to it. Vincent's in there. Vincent fights for the loose ball. Hall comes inside to help out. Also coming inside to help out is DeWitt. And now they give possession. They obviously felt that the Islanders trapped the ball. So they'll go back. 55 seconds left in the minor penalty for LaBerge as he stays inside the box. Sitting inside the sin bin, watching everything unfold, and the Timbermen trying to get one and capitalize on a power play opportunity. Pilkington, he works his way inside. Back to Bowman. Bowman, good play, sets it back. Bowman's in there. Also out in front of the goal is Wudrick. Wudrick's calling for it. Gets control. Fan on it. Reach for it. Couldn't put it in the webbing of his stick this time. Now Pilkington back in the corner to Wudrick. That's twice he missed that one. Reach for it. I think he reached a little bit too quick to go after it. Now they'll reset, new 30, and the Islanders get the ball with about 25 seconds left on the shot clock, and they go back down to mid-floor again. Bickick goes wide to the outside, right to the middle. Good cross pass to set it back up, but it's stolen this time, and they go back around the other way, and Hall comes inside. Hall goes off on a change as he goes back up. Wudrick works his way back inside. Wudrick back on the far side again as he goes deep in the corner. Wudrick sets it back up. Good play to get it back. Free traffic that time. And Schmidt got the shot away but couldn't put it on target. Now they go back. LaBerge is on the floor. Good penalty kill on that play right there by the Islanders. Now it's on the far side again. Grabbing this one to go after is Wudrick. Wudrick reaches for it a second time. Referee watches the players roll around like a snowball going downhill inside their own half of the floor this time. They'll pick it back up, much to the frustration of some of the fans, but referee didn't call a penalty, so they just keep playing right on. New 30 in the clock. They go back in as Hines McDonald comes inside. Hines McDonald goes deep inside. Pinchin comes inside. Pinchin looks, goes wide. Pinchin gives this one back around this time to Masnick. Masnick goes wide, waits inside. Huge shot taken by Hines McDonald, right on target. Stopped again by Okino. And Okino was quick to stop this one. They held on to it. And now they go back up floor the other way. Good aggressive play. 80.
Okino has gone to the bench, Steve, for the extra attacker.
Good move.
Or is looking to go for the extra attacker.
Well, I like it how they can stay in the change box. I love that rule. That's a good rule. It's not called, you're not called for too many players in the floor. You stay in the change box, which is fine, as you can see right there. So when they have the transition, he'll go back. Long shot taken. Goes off of the boards over on the far side again. They'll pick this one back on. Strother holds onto it. Strother, he's waiting for it over on the right side of the post this time. Fontenla comes in, son. Otis is in there. Fontenla gets control. Looks, rips a huge shot. Waits, new 30. And as we have a change right there, you can see Boas going off. And Okino goes back inside his crease. I love the way they play that one. Back down the right side as Flack has control.
And with him standing in the change box, Steve, he didn't even have to sprint back all the way. He just took a bit of a light stride back to his net.
I like that. That's how you got a good, I would venture to say you got a good 60-foot advantage in that one right there when you're going back. Williams comes inside. Williams rips a shot. Stopped again by Okino. Deflected off him. Now possession. It was out of play. So possession this time is going to be going for the Islanders with about 4:22 left, Jag.
Time is starting to become the enemy of the Nanaimo Timbermen, Steve. They're down by 5 goals, and they know that they have to make use of the time that they have left here in the third.
So they wait for it as they hold on to it. Manzik picks it back up for the Islanders. Manzik comes inside. Running a pick is Poole. Poole goes deep on the left side wall. Try to get it. Williams couldn't get control. Now they go back the other way again. Straight down as Gunderson holds on to this one. Gunderson comes back in. Gunderson sets it back out to center forward to DeWitt. DeWitt, Gunderson both off on a change. Pilkington's over in the left side corner again, and he'll pick this one back up. Pilkington calling for it. Fontenla is out there. Fontenla grabs it, looks back to Pilkington. Back out. Spans goes in. Shot deflected. What a
Good
stop
save.
at the end. What a stop by Beggs. Back out again. Shots one short of 100. Out to the middle part of the floor this time. They grab this one and go after it. Pilkington takes his time. Pilkington, he works his way back inside. Pilkington works it back around. Spans is trying to get control. Reaches up, takes a huge shot. Blocked and stopped. And that was blocked again. They got inside to take it off his stick, and now they go back down the other way. And the first one having control was Sampson. Sampson holds onto it. Flip pass back. Sampson gives it back out to Hines McDonald. Hines McDonald goes wide to the outside. Pushed off of the ball, this time by Hall. Hall stays with him. Now they pick it back up and go again, and Quilley comes inside. Quilley back out to Pinchin. Pinchin comes in, misplayed it. Pinchin goes after it a second time. Couple players collide. Nothing serious transpired in that play. Now they go back the other way again. Straight down is Hockley. Hawley had it, waits. Goaltender is out for the extra attacker right now. That's how you can watch the referees. He puts his two arms up and sort of indicates to his partner that the net is empty at the other end of the floor. That's just a communication factor that I really like, as long as they work it well, and they do. Fontenla comes inside. As Fontenla goes back inside, Wudrick comes in. Wudrick trying to get control. Now takes a high jump right there. This is grabbed out of the air this time by Young, and Young just holds on to it. Young throws it back down to Flack. Flack on the right side. He hustles his way back inside. Flack comes in. Fontenla stays with him. Squirk is going off on a change for the Islanders. As Squirk goes off, so does Strother. Waiting for it, trying to get control of the loose ball. Bumped off of the ball this time. Waits. Manzik's calling for it, out of his reach.
Over
now
and
goes
back.
back. Yeah, over and back. Good call, Jake.
So this is going to be Nanaimo ball here, Steve, and Okino's back at the bench, rightfully so, with his team having the possession on the offensive end of the floor.
Yeah, they've got that down to a real science the way they make the changes, Jag, in that one. Boas goes in, waits, turning his time. Boas throws it back all the way on the far side again, trying to set it back up with Strother. Strother back around, good setup play, out to Spans. Spans comes inside, runs a bit of a pick play right there. Still inside is Pilkington. Pilkington goes in. Shot taken, bumped off of the ball this time by Sampson, who stays with him inside the corner. Under 2 left in the third period. They go back around. Looks, Pilkington is inside. Feeding it back out again. Nice play to Bowman. Bowman looks, turns. Far side, huge shot, but stopped again by Beggs. Beggs jumped literally off a springboard and got that one. What a move by Beggs. Now we go back.
Combined shots, Steve, between the two teams are now at 99.
And you just know we're going to reach 100.
Well, it's like in hockey when I used to make those friendly wagers with you about seeing if shots would go above 50 or not.
They will, so the referee's letting them play.
Heavy
Bikic,
collision, yes.
yeah,
indeed.
Bikic went off on a change. They go inside again. Hines McDonald comes in, waits, throws it back on the right side again, and Williams comes in the corner. Williams pushed off of the ball on the right side by Addy. Williams out in front, couldn't get it back through traffic this time, and Quille failed to put his webbing or his stick on it. And now we go back the other way, straight up floor. Timbermen hustle their way back down. Good play to go back inside as Trites has it. We've got a minute left in the third right now.
Okino's back on the bench at the change box.
A little bit too much too late probably for the Timbermen, but they're still trying and they're still pressing. Fontenla back over the left side corner again, coming in. Pilkington comes in. Fontenla takes a huge shot, bumped off the ball. Possession, it's going to go back the other way again. They'll grab it, they hustle the way back inside. Skoric shoots and scores! Skoric gets the credit of that one, and man, oh man, there was no way in that case at all that Okino could even make back to his own crease, Jack.
Yeah, Skoric will ice this one here as it's now 10-4 with the empty net goal, as we normally like to say to our Eastlink community TV producer Kevin Adlam, 10-4 when he asks us if we can hear him. But nonetheless, Steve, 39.3 seconds left to go here in the third period. It's going to be a win for the Delta Islanders.
And the shot at even 100 for both teams. 50-50. Back on the right side again, they come inside. Quille is a trailer. He comes inside, trying to get control. Also going after this one is Whitney. Whitney pushes inside again. He's trying to chase this one back around. Now they'll go the other way again. And Schmidt just throws it back all the way over on the far side. Schmidt gets up in it. Schmidt waits between Schmidt as well as Quille. The two of them are falling around. Now they go back. Woodrick comes in. Shot. Scores. And they get one on the board. That makes it a 10-5 game right now. A little bit too much too late, Jag, but they're still trying. They're still working hard.
Yeah, I like to consider that a bit of a silencer here, as the crowd was pretty lively, pretty energetic, knowing that their Delta Islanders are going to win their first game of the season. But Matt Bowes says, not before I get a goal, another one. And, you know, that's what I like to call a bit of a garbage time goal in Matt Bowes, as he's able to bury it home and make it 10-5.
Sometimes those are a confidence booster goal too, Jag.
Yeah, very much. And, you know, this Nanaimo Timbermen team will look to take this forward into next weekend.
They will. Miles throws it back, waits. And they're just killing seconds off of the clock. That's all they're doing. They rip it all the way back down. Grabbing it right there was Okino. And the Islanders pull out a win. 10-5, the final score. Shots 51-50 in favor of Nanaimo, but what a game. And Okino is the first one off of the floor. He's not staying around. Now he's going to stay around.
He has to stay around for the
I thought he was going to go off real quick.
I think that was the case. He wanted to head off for the handshakes, but unfortunately he has to stay. Well, not unfortunate, it's the best tradition in all of sports, but he will have to stay for the handshakes and the handshake line that does ensue. But overall, a well-played game, Steve. The Delta Islanders, their first game of the season, we saw what they were capable of against a very good Calgary team in the preseason matchup. And I did say that preseason and regular season are two completely different things. And tonight, or rather this afternoon, we got to see the Delta Islanders really open up their season with a big confidence-boosting win against a very good Nanaimo Timbermen team.
Yeah, a game that took an hour and 45 minutes to play. So let's go with the game stars. Who would you pick? One game star each team, Jack. First, Nanaimo.
Well, for Nanaimo, Steve, as I'm looking towards and looking to see who I should pick, I think I'll have to go with the goaltender, Okino. Just because, you know, not necessarily the shot total, making 40 saves on 50 shots, but necessarily for the Nanaimo Timbermen, their offense, it came from a lot of different parts and a lot of different places. But, you know, if not for Okino, I'll give it to Sam Stroller, a goal and an assist. But for the Delta Islanders, no question about it, it's Jared Masnick. You know, he set out a goal for himself at the start of the year that he was going to come back and be the best version of himself. And Jared Masnick got a hat trick, and with that, the Islanders were able to win 10-5.
Yeah, a good game, well-played game, and not a lot of penalties, but enough just to, you know, keep the games in tune right there. So we'll just get our camera turned right now and show some of the people behind us, and then you and I will get back on camera. We'll do our finish up, but what a marvelous game. And of course, next week we talked about the game being back over to Nanaimo. That's going to be a good game to call over there.
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible game to call.
For Dan, good buddy Dan.
Yeah, Dan's going to have a really fun game to call, but I will say, you know, this sport of lacrosse is gaining more and more popularity as time goes on. And I know, you know, that last weekend I was telling you about, not only are we going to be here 3 straight days, but we'll potentially be here 5 straight days, because there'll be the Ladner Pioneers game on the Thursday. There's going to be the B1 game on the Friday. the Junior A game on the Saturday, a Junior B2 game on the Sunday, and a Junior A game on the Monday as well.
Oh, yes, I forgot about the Monday game.
Yes,
That's exactly
we'll
right.
have a lot to do. I mean, I know you're covering graduations and stuff this year as well, but I know we'll always be here to cover these games because we promised we'd be here for all of the Junior B1, B2, and Delta Junior A games as well.
Well, the one thing it does, it promotes the growth for lacrosse in the Delta area, which is really nice. And of course, we keep saying it, and I applaud the city of Delta for getting involved for building and putting a roof over the outdoor boxes. They never used to be able to play outdoor lacrosse in the wintertime.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. It's a good initiative that they've put on, and you know, for this Delta Islanders team, I think opening up the season this way with a big win such as you know, a 10-5 win against a very good Nanaimo team, it's only going to serve as a confidence booster heading onwards and upwards.
So what do you think going into next weekend? Two things. What do you think that Nanaimo has to do to remap and pull out a win next week back on home turf? And what do you think the Islanders have to do to pull out the win for them?
Well, the Timbermen had a lot of confidence in yesterday's game. You know, they had a really big win against a Poco team that defeated the Langley Thunder, so they had a really good confidence booster as well. I'm not sure if it was due to fatigue yesterday or today that their legs really fell short, but I think for Nanaimo it'll be just to go back and watch the film, watch what they could have done better, and perhaps come out with a stronger. I mean, they came out with a strong start, but lacrosse is a 60-minute game. It's going to take a full 60-minute effort.
And you know the interesting part with that, with the way the season has started so far for the league, seems to be right now a little bit of good parity.
Yeah, there seems to be good parity in the league. I mean, you know, it's only one game in for the Delta Islanders, and I think by the next lacrosse broadcast that we do, there's going to be, you know, a very heavy indication of what it's going to look like and who's going to be where. But I'm really looking forward to this summer, Steve. I think it's going to be a good opportunity for us to call some high-quality lacrosse, and we'll definitely see some good games out of it.
Yeah, very, very much. Long weekend. What do you have to do tomorrow? Or today even?
Well, I'm going home, and I'm going to go watch Game 7 of Florida and Toronto. So I got to ask you, with that, Steve, who do you have winning tonight's game?
Well, as much as my heart is really for the Leafs, because they haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, going back years and years and decades back. I'd like to see them pull it out, but will they? I don't know. They're up against a strong team. I think with the key with the Leafs is right now, they can't play individual. They've got a lot of superstars. If you got somebody breaking down the wing, pass the puck to them. Don't go in and be yourself.
Yeah, well, with you choosing the Leafs, then I'll have to be the villain here, and I'm going to go with the Florida Panthers to take tonight's game. I just think that the Leafs record in Game 7s, it's 0-6 since Austin Matthews joined the team. You know, it's that I don't mean to say, you know, Canada. I want to see an all-Canadian team final, and it's still very much possible. But I think that Florida team, they have championship grit on that team, and Alex Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, the guys that won last year, but also Brad Marchand now joining the team as well. So they have the championship grit. But I mean, I'm on the same page as you. My heart wants Toronto to win, but I think Florida is going to pull it out tonight.
What do you think is going to happen with Edmonton as they move forward?
I had Edmonton as my Stanley Cup pick, and so far they've made me happy throughout the first 2 rounds, and I think it's going to be one interesting Western Conference final, a rematch of last year's, and I'm hoping that Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl can get it done. And you know, the one thing I'm hoping for is an all-Canadian final, so we can finally see the greatest trophy in all of sports come back to its rightful place, Canada.
Finally, yes, wouldn't that be nice? But you know, you talk about Edmonton, people can say and they can be as critical as they want. Every time I watch him play, I'm so impressed with the play from McDavid.
Oh, I mean, 100%. He's the best player in the world. There's no question about it. You can say what you want about him not having a Stanley Cup. You can say what you want, you know, about him not having the success that he probably wanted to have. But the guy's just through and through an all-around great player. Like he gets across the ice in ways that nobody can. And for him to still be, you know, doing what he is, it's been 10 years since he's been drafted, but he has not showed any signs of slowing down anytime soon. No
fatigue in his step and his stride at all. So anyway, I hope everyone's enjoyed the call for the game today. The Islanders pull out the win. What a nice victory for them as they go after the home opener, of course, next week over Nanaimo. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out right there. Be a good test for them.
Yeah, very much. You know, it is a long weekend, so of course there's still going to be lots going on tomorrow. I know for myself tomorrow I'll be heading to South Surrey as it's an ID camp going on for my hockey team. So I'll
be the Surrey Eagles. Let's give them credit.
Eagles. Yeah, so I'll be at the ID camp as we're looking to discover the next amount of talent, see if anyone is going to be there from the ID camp and opening night in September. But you know, other than that, it's been a fun weekend. We covered the Friday game, we covered the game today as well, and we'll have plenty to do. And I know I got some big news coming up this week as well in terms of you know, sort of another chapter in my broadcasting career. So I'm very excited for that, and I look forward to it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're going to be doing some of the Bandits games as well.
Well,
Okay, I can't tell people, but it might be doing the Vancouver Bandits games out in Langley at the Langley Event Center, and that's good because you did one game last year out there for the Punjabi community, and I thought that was great. Not that I could understand you, but I stood beside you. It sounded like you guys were doing a good job and having fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was an incredible experience getting to do that. You know, it was an incredible time getting to do that, representing my culture, representing my heritage, and getting to call one of my favorite sports in basketball. But like I said, I won't reveal anything just yet. I have big news coming up this week for sure.
Okay, so speaking of basketball, I've had about 4 people beside me. They want to know what's in the back of your jersey or your sweater. So I'm going to get you to turn around, and I'll get Isaiah to show everybody what's on the back. Because you're a basketball fanatic, and you love Boston.
Yeah, so this is the jacket from
good, right there.
This is the jacket from last year. The Boston Celtics won the NBA championship last year. It was their 18th World Championship, and with that, they every opening night, every NBA team who wins the championship, they have a ring ceremony, and on that ring ceremony, they wear special jackets that are in gold. And they're normally in gold and white. So with that, I was obviously a Celtics fan from a few years, being a fan of one specific player in Jaylen Brown. To see them get the job done last year, it was very good. I actually have a
hat too.
Yeah, I got a hat as well. This is my NBA Champions hat that I have. As we'll take a zoom in on this. As you can see, it has NBA Champions for the Boston Celtics. It has their logo right here as well, and NBA Champions draped across. So, yeah, I was really happy to see Boston get it done. I've only worn this jacket once. It was my uncle's 50th birthday celebration, so I figured, you know what, why not? It's not too hot of a day. It's not too hot of a day outside. It's not too cold of a day, so I figured, this jacket's just right.
Okay, so let me just think real quick outside the box before we shut everything down here. Be your dream to get it signed and autographed?
Oh, very much. I mean, I have never been to an NBA game, Steve.
Really?
I've never been. So my goal is to one day hopefully travel somewhere and be able to take in an NBA game. I have a list of about 3 cities that I want to go in. Phoenix, number 1. I want to go take in a game there in the Valley. Denver, a playoff game in Denver for their crowd. It's at altitude, but the crowd there is just absolutely thunderous. And, of course, Boston to see this team play as well.
All right, well, on that note, speaking of Boston, and Boston always beats up on the Vancouver Canucks, we're going to turn our attention right now. Islanders come out and pulled out the sweet victory over Nanaimo right now. Hope everyone listening in from Vancouver Island and around the world enjoyed the broadcast. Have myself and Jag and Isaiah. Appreciate everything you do, and thanks for tuning in. We've got more broadcasts coming up this year for the Elton Islanders. Next Friday, we're back here, 8 o'clock start. I think we're playing Poco, right?
No, we're playing the Coquitlam.
I knew it was a Coquitlam
B1
area somewhere. B1. Anyway, we're back next weekend. Travel safe and enjoy the long weekend. Please remember, on behalf of everyone with the league, the Delta Islanders, myself, and Jag and Sportswave, please remember, do not drink and drive. Be a good sport, not what I call a sporting statistic. Till the broadcast next Friday night, right here from the Ladner Leisure Center. If you don't play sport, at least be one.
Let's go.